Hello and welcome to again Indiepocalypse Radio. I wonder if I changed my hotkey for what records the thing because I keep hitting. Oh no! You know what? It is a slash. It's the friggin' slash, and I keep putting. I need to use the different slash. Use the numpad slash, and when I do people's little things, I need to add a different slash in there. But anyhow, we are here with another edition. Like I'm going on a streak of Indiepocalypse radios. I think I'm doing. Oh, I'm on my old. I'm like, why is music still playing? It's because I'm on my old. I was actually listening to music on my thing, so it was looping, which I don't want to loop. But anyhow, we are here. I'm Andrew. I'm the host of this aforementioned Indiepocalypse Radio show, a show that is somewhere between an interview hangout show and a podcast and a something. Just people hanging out. And I think I have a trio of guests, game developers, some within Indiepocalypse, a guest from the lost episode of the wanted lost episode of Indiepocalypse. But also, I'm wondering, like, do I have a weird double pairing of guests who I know may have met at different events and then separately. Anyhow, well, our first guest here, who you may know from the relatively recent now, a quarter of a year ago, more or less, with glancing at another's phone on the long ride home, is Rio. Rio, how are you doing today?
Hello. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing really well. It's super rainy where I am, but other than that, doing pretty good.
Oh, I think it feels like it's going to be super rainy where I am. Like it's humid, but it's like a little overcast.
Yeah, it's like thundering and lightning here. Like
I,
it's pretty
I wish,
intense.
except when the power goes out, then I no longer wish that.
Yeah, not great.
It's the other downside of one of the many downsides of rural living, besides having space, is power goes out. Sometimes it goes out for like days if it's real
Oh,
bad.
that's terrible. Not good. Oh my gosh.
No, I've had it. Anyway, we're not here to talk about power and the lack thereof. I had to do an interview once where I had to like drive to my friend's house who lived in a more city area because like, our power lines are underground, so we don't lose. They don't just get knocked over by trees.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's kind of smart.
I had to I need to do this scheduled interview. I need to drive to your house and use your internet. I have
Oh, okay.
I have none. I also don't have great phone connection stuff most of the time.
Yeah.
Or at least not video call. Anyhow, speaking of internet, people transfer games over the internet. Speaking of important question that you got to know. Hey, you submitted a game to Indiepocalypse. How did you find it in the first place?
How did I find Indiepocalypse? Yeah, so I was just in a graduate school program, game design at NYU.
Okay, yes.
Before, yeah, before coming to that program, I had like never made a game. So this program, like, it definitely opened my eyes to, like, whole new like swath of communities. I had never used itch.io before. I had never heard of it. But for like a ton of my classes, we had assignments to make a game, and then to submit it, we had to publish it on itch. Um, and then I kind of learned about, like game jams on itch. And so it was a combination of like I started like trying to submit my games to just as many jams as possible that I felt like would fit my game.
Okay.
And then also a number of my classmates or alum from the program already had games in different Indiepocalypse issues. And I was just like, wow, this is like really cool. And I saw that it was like kind of an ongoing open jam. So I was just like, yeah, let me just try submitting my games. Yeah, and that's how I found out about Indiepocalypse.
That is the NYU slash General New York college scene to Indiepocalypse
Yeah,
pipeline is
yeah.
a giant pipe full of people.
Yeah, I've kind of learned that which I think is really cool because it's
Yeah.
both like an in-person and online community.
Yeah, it is a neat thing because it's like I think that's just also a nature of New York being an art city generally,
Hmm.
and then it being a bunch of people who are kind of like making a thing in the vibe of what I am looking to get.
Yeah.
is a culture that fosters alternative design.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And speaking of alternative design, if people are unfamiliar with, let me I clicked off the page to know, glancing at another's phone on the long ride home. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing a word. How would you describe it to someone?
Yeah, so I first started making this game from a class at NYU. There's a class called Prototype Studio, taught by Laura Clark. Super amazing. Definitely like one of my favorite classes at my program. Basically, the gist of it is, so it's like a semester long, and every week you make a game. So you make like basically like 12 to 13 games in total by the end of the semester.
Yeah.
So definitely like a little intimidating at first, especially someone who like had no prior game development experience, but it was like I feel like a really nice, good exercise because it kind of like forced you to like let go of like perfectionism and just
Yes.
kind of like yeah, and just kind of really focus on like okay, like what how am I gonna like respond to this prompt? Like what's something, just maybe like small and like really focused that I can make. So I think it was like one of the earlier prompts we had was content strategies. So it was kind of like a social media based prompt, and then there were kind of like sub prompts to it. So one of the sub prompts was scroll slop. So kind of the idea of like, doom scrolling, like you're on your phone, you're kind of like you're on TikTok or
Yeah.
Instagram Reels, you're just kind of like scrolling, you kind of just see like the same like format of a video over and over, and you're just kind of like swiping and swiping.
Right.
So I had this idea of like, hopefully, I think I'm not the only person who does this, but sometimes when I'm on the subway
Yeah.
and I'm sitting next to someone who's on their phone, sometimes I like don't want to be on my own phone. I'm just like, oh, I wonder what they're looking at, and it'll be like some people will be like looking at sports reels or like I don't know, just like very just interesting to see like just by glancing at someone's phone, you can
Right.
just learn a lot about like what they're interested in, what their life is like.
Or what hole are they
So
trapped in? You know.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I decided to try like I basically started like I have unfortunately I am kind of on TikTok a lot, so I have a lot of just different like
Right.
saved kind of like folders of like things that I'm interested in, and so I started like going deeper and just so like I had some like I really like watching like cake decorating videos, like people making like super elaborate like cakes and stuff. So I like found a bunch of those, or like sometimes like my sister and my friends will send me like just like funny TikToks, so I
Yeah.
like found a bunch of like the same like kind of joke and then just kind of like edited them into video compilations, and then in the game you'll like walk up to each character on the subway and they'll kind of like give you kind of like a little like sentence, and then you just like watch the different like compilations, and it's kind of just like all of this media kind of just like thrown at you at once. So it's like very overwhelming, but then like also some of them are like more calming, some of them are like a little scary, some of them are funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's yeah.
This kind of like because I've uh, kind of avoided a lot of that in my life
Yeah.
somehow. Like I'm like I just don't, unless I can promote things on an app. I don't have that app. Also, I'm not making video content in my life ever. So
It's so hard. It's so draining.
right, because it's like the that cake decorating that like one of those for example is probably what, like a 30-second clip that took how many hours for that person to make.
Exact hours to make the cake, hours to film it, hours to edit, yeah.
Yeah, just like okay, here's an 8-hour clip, but so that I can then see them do it in 30 seconds in a series of edits,
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
and then not think about that person again until the next time I see it.
Yeah.
It is a weird like thing, like this, like it's kind of like this double window into it's a game of a window into a person's life that is then a window into another person's, like another 8 people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what drew you to like a game design, having no game design experience, where you're like, I'm just gonna do a game design program then?
Yeah, so like my background in undergrad and like high school was more like creative writing.
Right.
So like writing like a lot of fiction poetry, but I've always, been like a little bit of a gamer, like just fan of like a lot of different games. I really liked like kind of more like narrative choice based games. Like I really liked the Telltale games,
Yeah.
RIP Telltale. And when I decided to apply to graduate school, most of the schools I was applying to were for creative writing. Um, but when I was looking at NYU, because NYU has a really good creative writing MFA program,
Yeah.
I saw that they had this like game design program, and I was like, what? I didn't even know they had like game design programs. And I
Yeah,
started
they're
like looking into it.
I was just saying that they are like relatively like new, all things considered,
Uh-huh.
and so like and still like very like non-uniform in like what it means.
Yeah, I think that's also what drew me to the NYU program specifically, is that like when I first saw it, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know like programming. I've never made a game. I
Right.
probably wouldn't get in. But then when I like was reading the description and stuff, like they said something that was like, oh, like intentionally, like we want to like welcome people of all different disciplines. So like even if you have no background, like if you're only a visual artist, if you're only a writer, like they wanted people of like all these different like types of creative practice. So I was like, okay, like I'll just like try and apply, like, and then I kind of just like forgot about it. I was like,
Right.
probably not gonna get in. But yeah, but then when I did, I was like, okay, well, I'm given this opportunity, so I should at least try it. And I'm really glad that I did because it definitely just like opened myself to an entirely new creative discipline that's really fun.
Yeah, yeah, because like a common refrain on this show sometimes be like sometimes someone will be like, oh, I'll ask them what the game will be. They'll be like, oh yeah, this is the first game I made, and then they'll be like, oh, I also am like I've been an illustrator for 18 years.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, exactly.
like so often like for like coming to game design from another art form, you're already like, oh, I already know how to make art. I don't need to reinvent how to make art. Um,
Yeah.
you're just working in a new medium.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this program has also helped me develop like I really had no visual art experience.
Right.
So I also kind of got to learn that like alongside game development, which is fun, like, also challenging, but like
Right.
also fun.
But there were some especially like RPG Maker, for instance, what glancing, I'm gonna shorthand it because I'm lazy, is made in.
Yeah.
Um, it's just RPG Maker, so it does like all the assets are brought there for you. Uh,
Yes. For that game, yes, I did. For like the characters and the environment, I did use mostly default assets, except, for the videos. But then like other games that I've made, I've been trying to like step away from that and start using like
right.
my own art. I've also been trying to use more like photos and stuff too, which has been fun.
Yeah. Right. You can adapting like collage and things like that,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and I assume you've also like there are games that are 3D art. So.
There is actually a 3D plugin for RPG Maker, yeah.
Right. So I was looking at one that was, and then also do not forget about the asset store. Is a game
Oh
developer's
yeah,
best friend.
absolutely. There's also, although I think unfortunately they might be closing soon, there's RPG Maker forums where a lot of people will like post and share their art
I
too.
think that is being salvaged. Um,
There's a group of folks working very hard to salvage it, and I
yes,
hope
Yes,
they
yes, you're
succeed because, oh
correct.
my
Like they're
gosh.
doing God's work for
yes,
sure.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is why I hate Discord servers. Because
Oh,
for as fragile as the website, a Discord server is unsalvageable. Like you cannot scrape a Discord server, I don't think, in the same way one can scrape a website. It is basically like if someone closes a Discord server, it's gone.
yeah, I think like the community is trying to kind of like find like a new way to like rehost the forums.
Yes.
But in progress, but yeah, it just kind of sucks because it's just like it was like so many years built up of like a community that the company is just deciding to be like,
Right.
bye.
So many just like searches for things that like
Yeah.
just like decades upon decades of questions and information and games and
Yeah, I learned how to make like I learned so many tutorials, like so many things from RPG Maker forums.
right. And like, how many games are basically probably only promoted through like, or maybe just like a Dropbox link on an RPG Maker forum thread, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That like that Dropbox link doesn't go away, but like any reasonable access to it does.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a weird, like, I mean, that's game's eternal problem with like a video game has like the lifespan of like 3 months. And then an indie video game has a lifespan of 3 seconds, you know?
Oh, wow. I haven't heard that one.
It's a thing that I've been thinking about lately. Like, I was looking at, like, PAX Rising stuff in order, like, thinking, like, who can I reach out to like, organize, like, PAX Rising specific things when I do PAX West. And I was like, none of these games exist anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just like really sad. It's just like the internet is just like overwhelmed with media all the time,
Right.
which is like cool because it's like anyone can like post their art, but then it's also like as soon as you post something, like you can just get like completely lost in the sea.
Right, which is a fine thing to like. You know, the you know, the name Indiepocalypse is joking on the absurdity that there can be too many games in the world, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's games also feel like they're I think it's coming up soon. I think like it's like, you know, a generation of people who are probably in their 20s and teens now are going to be that people who want to have cool taste in games, you know?
Yeah.
Which I think covers a lot of, because, you know, there's infinite music, but a lot of people like want to have their music taste, you know.
Yeah, like curated.
Right, that's like, oh, here's, sure, I like some of the other things that other people like, but also here's like my 20 things that I love.
Yeah, like top 10 artists, stuff like that.
Right, or, you know, everyone wants to have a really cool Letterboxd top 4, you know.
Oh yeah, Letterbox. I've been like I cannot, I'm not like a huge movie watcher, but I do have friends who like, yeah, they have like very curated playlists of like movies to watch on
Yeah.
a rainy day or like movies to watch, like, yeah, stuff like that.
Right, where it's like your tastes are like part of, you know, who you are and like your kind of like your taste identity, so to speak.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, definitely.
that it feels like it's missing more in games, of more like people have, you see more like takes on the game of the month, or, you know, more than like what is everyone's in like the what is everyone's individual taste, you know.
Yeah, I like can say I feel like when people ask like, you know, the kind of like what is your like just ask like what is your favorite game? Like one game of all time.
Yeah.
I like kind of hate that question because like I'll be like, well, like what kind of genre are you
Right.
talking about? Like what kind of tone? Like I feel like it's just like I don't I do not have a good answer to that question.
I that's my problem with every, I mean, I have general problems with favorites of everything, but you're like, if you, because you're asking like, oh, what's one thing that represents your taste, and you're like, well, I need to like
Yeah.
4 or 5 because I'm a rounded person who likes a lot of different kinds of things.
Yeah, at least 4 or 5. Yeah.
Because it's like, well, you know, you say, well, what's your favorite game? Well, he's like, well, do I say like, you know, do I say like, oh, well, I do like whatever X AAA game, but no, I also like indie stuff, but I also, you know, I also like
Yeah.
non engagement narrative stuff, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, because like, oh, I was just gonna say I have like over 100 hours of Mario Kart
you're
like
right,
played, but like it is definitely not my favorite game.
right, right, and you know, I play plenty of like straight down the middle, like, you know, regular video games every now and then, you know. But
Yeah.
that does not mean like, listen, his 2026 is, am I thinking about Kingdom Hearts again? Maybe, but
You could.
I am. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about in this like in this modern culture of like the modern sort of like everything smashed together thing, like the Fortnitification of culture.
The Fortnitification. Yeah, I've heard that one.
And it's like, Well, that is also kind of that, but in a different way. And I've been thinking about it more. Because that is also like, what if all the IPs were here?
Oh, like in like Smash?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
And like in the way like you load up Fortnite and then you see like, here's
real life people in it.
Right, here's Peter Griffin and he's fighting Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's definitely like a weird kind of like disconnect. Like I've played Fortnite a few times and then I'll see like Chaperone in there and I'm like, okay, yeah.
I guess Chaperone is anyway.
Yeah.
He's fighting the back rooms.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess it's like, it's it can be funny in like a very nonsensical way, but then it's also like I think they asked like Megan Thee Stallion like to have a character in the game and she was like, actually I don't really want to like sell my likeness to this like to have like my body in this digital sphere. Which is like totally fair.
It's simultaneously funny conceptually and also the death of culture.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Anyhow, but yeah, I mean, it's the problem of. But speaking of things that people like, Rio, I've got a couple of questions of things that you may or may not like.
Okay.
I got to ask you a favorite. Hey, what's your favorite type of rock? What's your favorite type of rock?
My favorite type of rock? Oh my gosh, I used to like read like those books, or maybe it was like our science textbooks in high school. Like, there were like the 3 categories, but I don't remember. There's like metamorphic rocks, igneous rocks, and like a third one. I don't know the name of this rock, but the rock where you like split it open and then it's like beautiful and like purple inside.
I know what you're talking about.
Geode.
Yes, I was gonna say those are geodes. You're right, correct. With the save.
Okay, I don't know if that counts as a rock.
I'm very loose with what counts as a rock in this show.
Okay.
So I will allow it.
Nice.
And secondary question, a question that does not have to have an answer. Hey, do you have a favorite Toho character?
Oh, Toho. Okay, Toho, I've never played or engaged with the franchise.
Yes.
But as an avid Deltarune player, I've been told that, as another like bullet hell game, like if I get bored with Deltarune, I should try Toho. So that's my answer.
Yes, I will tell you, it takes you if you've played Undertale and or Deltarune, it takes about 30 seconds of Toho to be like, oh, Toby Fox likes Toho.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we know that. Yeah. The community knows that.
Like it becomes the most obvious thing in the entire world.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to try it out.
Yeah. If there's anywhere to jump in, and the interest of the thriving fan game community of it is the fascinating part that I think a lot about. But because you can you can just make Toho games.
One of my classmates actually, we had like he had like a birthday party last year, and he had a Toho themed cake.
Perfect.
It was pretty great.
With that said, Rio, thank you for joining me here today.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was so fun.
We are going to be going on a break, and we'll be back in 3 minutes and 18 seconds, give or take. Hello, and welcome back to Indiepocalypse Radio. That was Jeff Rosenstock's Bonus Ocean. We are here with our next guest, unrelated to Indiepocalypse entirely, other than being somebody that I know, and I'm the person who makes Indiepocalypse. But a game developer as well for projects such as... I screwed myself up because I had games such as Street Shuffle and Project Beefer. I didn't want a double project on that.
That's funny.
It's Casita Mano. Hey, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I've video games. What are these things? Hey.
I've never played them.
Yeah. What do you think of video games? Fucking these things.
I've never played them. I love video games.
Yes.
I think they're awesome and they're really great and they're really fun. I'm in the middle of playing 3 different Pokemon games right now.
I'm in the middle of playing. I was playing. I play a lot of. I don't play a lot of video games. I play a very a small number of video games on the weekends. I mean, I play all these things. I play 700 games that you've never heard of. You know.
Name 3 games.
Name 3 games.
I'm
Mario.
interviewing you. Name
Mario
3
2.
games.
Mario 3.
All right. You're
3
off the
video
hook. You're off the
games.
hook.
That guy dancing around. No, these indie folks, they name their video games weird shit. You're trying to catch me, and I got to,
Exactly.
I'm supposed to just suddenly pull off the top of my
Like
head.
naming your project. That shit's stupid.
Right. So I'm supposed to name these weirdo video indie games who puts full sentences in their titles. What do you want from me?
No, I like it when they get really hyper specific,
Yes.
but that's spoiling the next guest. So
Yes, I mean both you are the Vegas guest in terms of what the names you have the names of the games you've worked on are.
yeah.
These other 2 guests really straight ahead of what the games are, and I like it.
Smile.
But speaking of these games, if people are unfamiliar with these games, the one that's already out, Street Shuffle. Hey, what is that thing?
Oh, so Street Shuffle is a game I worked on for a small internship where it was like supposed to be a mobile game, and then we were like, give us $100, please, to put it on Steam.
Yes.
And so it's very much like a student project, but I love it so very much. I was
I love student
art
projects.
director for that one. I love student projects.
Because you can make interesting
literally
things.
some of the wackiest shit comes out of there. Yeah.
Because you're not worried about
and it's also just, like, a lot of people start out.
Yeah, you're not worried about these are going to be 7 people's jobs.
No, literally, like as long as like the school, quote unquote, company, whatever the heck,
Right.
is like giving. It's like you're getting money to just do kind of whatever you want, to an extent.
Yeah.
And if it's like not good, you already got the money. It's fine.
Right.
You're already getting paid for it. It's fine.
right. None of you were like none of you had a company. There was no S corps or LLCs involved.
Exactly. No, it's a card battler similar to Slay the Spire, and you play as a street performer, and you're trying to gain the favor of the crowd versus other street performers. So you start off as a magician, doing like little card tricks on the street. Your name's Ace, and then you go on and collect other party members, such as like a mascot, a contortionist, a mime, and then you battle like cops for like permits. You battle like this daredevil, like flamethrower guy. You battle like a statue, and yeah, like there's like these. It's very mobile game-esque where there's a big map and you click around and do these little battles, and then
Yes.
every once in a while you get a big boss.
It was.
Fun.
I talked about this a little bit, maybe in the hidden zone, but mobile games made me realizing that like I was going through all the PAX Rising games for a while. Looking at all those, and like for a long time they were like mostly mobile games.
Yeah.
Like there was this like period of like mobile like conquest in like the indie space.
There's so many indie mobile games, but at the same time, I feel like it's still an untapped market. Does that sound weird? Like, I feel like we could still be doing more with like mobile games the way that we do for like itch games. But like, I
Yes.
also know it's a matter of money and funding. Like,
Right.
it's not a matter of people not wanting to. But I'm like, I want to see weird itch game, but on my phone.
Yes,
Like
yes.
so bad.
And like browser games have very handy for that. Being able to build the browser goes a long way.
Oh, true. I play this like terrible indie. Lots of love when I say this.
Yes.
Suika game that I can play on my phone. Some people in chat might know which one I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna say it.
Right. Because there is like there's room for people just making regular video games that you play and then they're done and then you don't play them anymore. You pay like $3 for them on phones because that was a kind of phone game that existed for a while.
Yeah.
Like these sort of like 99-cent phone games, so to speak. But now like they're all games for free, but actually they're $8 billion because you want to
They're
get
$8 billion and there's a million ads.
right, because you want to get JPEGs of all your little people, but you don't get them. You have to pay for them for the chance to roll for a JPEG of your little people.
Oh yeah, no, gotcha games. Don't even
Yes.
get me started on those.
Yes.
See, that's not what I want. That's the opposite of what I want.
No, because that's like that is what like has subsumed like mobile for games.
I quit gotcha. I'm clean.
Do you have your?
It was a dark time.
You have your coin. You have your 6-month coin.
I actually don't remember the last time when I opened insert gacha game here. Like, it's been a minute. It's been a long time.
We don't want to cause anyone to relapse by naming any specific gacha games.
Yeah, absolutely not. No.
Unless they think about their own little JPEGs. But speaking of,
I still love my JPEGs, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
You can just go to a wiki and look at them.
Yeah.
But speaking of unfinished games and projects, speaking of unfinished projects,
I start sweating. Yeah.
This is not a gotcha journalism where you're not being held to no feet are being held to any fires. We're just wondering, hey, tell me about Project Beefer if people don't know what that is.
Yeah, Project Beefer is my beeper. Project Beefer is my little baby. It's a game. So I would love to tell the story, and I'm going to tell the story before I talk about the game because it is quite a doozy. So a couple of years ago, I used to live stream a lot on Twitch, and I had a subathon. And because I had made games before, and because I'm friends with a lot of people who do really good writing, who do really good art, who do a lot of good music, and have never made a game, I thought, what if our top subathon goal is I direct a game, we do a game jam, but it's just us, and chat gets to go, this is the theme, these are the names of the characters, this is the location, just for fun, and see what happens. And we reached the goal.
So good.
we reached the goal, which was crazy. And I remember so you're gonna get the plot in a minute. They were like, "Oh, we want this to be Zero Escape," because I was playing Zero Escape a lot, and I was like, "Okay, let's do a little silly Zero Escape ripoff. It'll be funny and a little parody, and we're not gonna take it seriously."
Right. It'll take 2 months to make.
Yeah, it'll only take 4 years to make.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it. None of us wanted to draw backgrounds. Right. That was important. And someone said, what if it's on a train? And I'm like, well, I'm in Boston. What if I take pictures of the insides of the trains and make that the location and have people kind of edit them to look kind of more video gamey, more cartoony. And that's kind of where everything started. All the character names were voted on. Again, the location was voted on. We did the game jam. It was fun. There's a version of that game on itch, which you can play it, but it's not similar to what the final game is going to be like at all.
Right.
But it is available. It is real, and it's there.
There's a version of the game you can play in person if you're lucky enough.
Well, yes. Keep an eye on for my on my Blue Sky for that, because there is something I'm going to announce soon-ish on that, but. Where you can get goodies and stuff for free. But then after about a year, I came back to everyone. I was like, hey, I'm really attached. Is this I know we're not supposed to do that, but would you guys want to keep working? And they were like, absolutely. So we kept working on it, and that's why the version on Steam right now is called Project Beefer Prime Cut, because it's the Prime Cut. So the itch version is more like a proof of concept, where this one's what if we took it a little bit more seriously.
Right.
And the plot of the game is you and 4 other people are trapped underground in a moving subway train, sort of Frankenstein of the MBTA. So it's all of the different colored lines in a big Frankenstein sort of giant train, and you have to escape every car by solving puzzles, much like an escape room. So you don't know why you're down there. You don't know who these people around you are. The cast is very colorful and weird, and your captor is some freak in a gas mask that's shaped like a cow who talks through a little cow puppet.
Yeah.
It's very, like I said, it's very Zero Escape. It's very that genre of mystery visual novel, like Danganronpa's Attorney, etc.
Yeah.
We're these are dire circumstances, but the cast is so weird and colorful and funny.
Yes, and I've been in a real kick of those lately. I got a
they're fun.
I got a pad a Zero Escape notepad at Anime NYC through a mutual acquaintance.
I wonder.
Through a mutual acquaintance. And I used,
was it green by chance?
It is green by chance, and there's a fun little...
I know who made it!
So do I. We both know who made it.
I love her to bits.
And I used it to take notes for a while. I'm like, I should play this thing. I've never played this game before. And then
yeah.
I ended up playing through, and then I'm like,
fantastic.
let me just get all of the other ones. And then I just got all of the other ones. Yes. Someone who may be here right now. I have it next.
Peek in chat.
I have it next to my desk, and I use it when I need to I need to write down notes of like which, most primarily for like if I need to write down which covers I need to print more of for the tape club and stuff. I write it down on that.
Nice.
Because usually I'm like doing it at like my desk, and I'm like, I need to know back to my computer. Anyhow, Weirdos on a Train. And accurate to my experience with the T, it is currently not working while you're on the train. You have to like walk through it.
Yeah. The train will always let me down, but I still love her.
Yes, it is. Like if you're like, man, I've stopped taking it because I drive into the city, and I was like, why not just save myself an hour? But anyhow, video games, making them, getting into making this eternal project to make a very long video game. So what now? Like, what was like the sort of I don't want to say the turnover, but everyone was like, when you all decided, hey, let's all make a game together. Everyone was like, yeah, let's all continue to make this game.
Like the transition between the two?
Yeah. Like, what was that like between like we made a fun game jam game to, hey, let's make a full video game?
I'm not gonna lie, it was scary for me.
Right.
I felt like there is, and like for good reason, there's a taboo against like revisiting project that is supposed to be short.
Right.
Or like revisiting a game jam, or revisiting like anything that's supposed to be like oh, that was for fun, no pressure.
Yes.
And then once you start doing it again, you're like, ooh, you're not doing the exercise correctly. Like, this is why so many indie developers fail, kind of thing, like the finger wagging, sort of like you're not supposed to like put all your eggs in one basket,
right.
Or like think it, but at the same time it's like I should believe in myself,
Yeah.
And and I don't know, I just was like, I am too attached. I was like, no, I love these characters so much, and like there was a lot of like pitfalls when working on this project the first time, which included the day it was supposed to come out. I lost power at my apartment, and I had to go down to like a video game cafe with my laptop and finish up the itch page and all that stuff. And like there was a lot of rushing at the very end, as is known for a game jam. And I was like, by the second half of working on it is when we were like, wait, we're accidentally making it really good. That can't happen, because then when we have to rush at the end and we have to kind of make it bad because we have to rush, it's gonna make us sad. And that's why I was like, I think this story, like, we worked on it really hard. I think it deserves to like take its time, and like because like I think we made something really, really special. And not like trying to diss the previous one, but I'm like, there's something in there that I want to see it. I want to see it grow, and I want to share it with other people. And I think it deserves that. So that's kind of why I came back to everyone and like very shyly, like twiddling my thumbs, was like, hey, would you like to keep working on this for no pay? And they were like, yeah.
Yes, I mean that is the I feel like that is the modern. That is kind of just what independent art is a lot of people making stuff for no pay.
Yep.
And game developers.
And this game is going to be free forever too. Like, it's not, when it comes out, it's still going to be free, because it just doesn't feel right to be like, I didn't pay you guys to work on this. Also, I'm going to make money.
Right. Because there's like the extremely complicatedness of, okay, we need to start splitting this money, like
11 ways.
11 ways, and organizing. I'll say someone who splits money 800 ways, It's
hard.
It's a lot of work to like to do it all the time, And like even 10 ways, like you hope even explain, like, if you're one person has to split to 10 other people, you're like, well, I hope everyone uses the same platform. So then I go to PayPal, then go to Venmo, then go to Zelle, then go to Cash App. So sometimes,
we got international people too.
Right.
Like It's
Then
difficult. There's some people that I can't track down anymore from the first project. Like it's not gonna be. It wouldn't be easy.
Right,
Definitely
right.
not.
Right, there's just like the difficulties of it all, of how do we do anything with this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like I assume that's why so much stuff is just like, oh, it's free because one, it like doesn't, it saves you time on the back end, and two, like when you throw like money into things, you know, it complicates things. It complicates working on projects together.
It does, and I would also hate to put a price tag on this. Like
Right.
I'm not trying. This isn't like my magnum opus, the best thing in the entire world, but it has brought me a lot of different emotions.
Right.
A lot of them good, and I don't want to taint that.
Right. By going,
I don't know.
going, oh, did it sell well? You know, it is a thing I've learned where like money, attaching a dollar value to things gives you this really quantifiable failure success thing that you can hold yourself up to.
Yep.
Whereas
Definitely.
like you can go to an event and be like, oh, I felt good about that event, you know. That's it.
Oh yeah, I'm like, people got to play my game for free, and they took pictures with my little like plushie cow thing.
Right.
Yay!
Right.
I'm so happy.
That was I had a good experience versus I went to this event, I did not make my money back. The end of this event, which is like the occasional feeling that I have the good fortune of never having the bad version of that, of not knowing how to lose, I guess.
You just can't lose.
But that's a lie. There was one time, that aforementioned event, where I got the aforementioned green notepad, and I'm gonna blame that on like the venue. The venue is in a really weird spot, and I am returning to Anime NYC in like a month, but I'm going in the main hall and hoping it goes better.
My friends like to call that one the big shopping mall con.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping people shop there and buy a lot of video games from me.
It's the shopping con because there isn't much to do, I've heard.
Yeah, well, actually, if you go down the stairs, go down. If you go to the main expo hall, don't go into it. Go down the stairs, go past 3 escalators, and down the 4th escalator, you find the gaming hall.
Ooh, I do like a good gaming hall.
Yeah, so just remember to do your own small Zero Escapes type puzzle to find.
Maybe everyone else is a hater, and you were just correct.
To find where the gaming hall is. It's just in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Because I've done like MomoCon in Atlanta, and the gaming section
MomoCon
is like in between everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back there but it keeps like sandwiching itself into like in between like PAX and like Amaze, which are 2 events I can't ever skip out on a year. Mm-hmm. Because PAX East is my hometown one, and it does great, and Amaze is my like cultural hometown event, and also does great.
Yep.
But I would love to. I am. Anyway, rock. What's up with it? What's your favorite type of rock?
Oh my god, I'm so unprepared for this question.
I know, that's why I need to catch you off guard.
I love a good worry stone.
I
love a little like smooth rock that I can just kind of like rub my thumb onto.
Okay.
Yeah. So just like a smallish rock that fits in the palm of my hand, and that like has a worry stone usually has like a little divot in it, so you can like rub your thumb into it, and it's supposed to kind of ground you. But like I just love a smooth rock. Sometimes it has a little bit of texture, doesn't hurt my thumb, but I like to hold it. I like a rock that I can hold easily. Okay.
Yes. I see.
A nice holdable rock.
This is a new type. I had to look it up. This is a new type of rock.
Yeah.
For me, I am unfamiliar with this brand of rock, this style. I mean, there's a lot of types of rocks, but it's like. And hey, what's up, Toho? You got a favorite one?
Oh, so I was actually listening to Night of Nights like on my way over here.
Okay.
Like back to my house, as I picked up a coffee, and because I found this mashup of it was like Night of Nights and can I say bad words in here?
You can say all.
I probably already said bad words.
Yes.
The song Bass Slut and Night of Nights. It's a really good mashup. So like because of that, like I think my favorite would be Cerno, but like because of the song Night of Nights, Sakuya would be on there because I love that theme so much.
Yeah. No,
I love Night of Nights and Flowering Night. I'm a big Toho music fan, have never played the games.
I mean, luckily there's a wide range of Tohos for one to enjoy. If you're not like if you don't want 10,000 bullets.
I mean, considering that I really like previously mentioned, Undertale and Delta Root, I'm sure I would enjoy Touhou.
Yeah. Or I mean, at the very least, you are prepared for any Japanese rhythm game machine you will encounter because.
Oh, I do love those so bad.
Because
I was in Japan back in March, and I spent so much of my fucking money at the arcades.
If you ever need to know, if you're like, I need to play a game, I don't know these songs. Wait a minute. Yes, I know a Touhou song. That will guide me through learning how this arcade game works.
I mean, it's because I grew up playing a lot of Osu that I know about Touhou songs.
Okay.
And like specifically because of that one Ronald McDonald on Owen Was Her, like that one. That's the only reason why I know about Touhou, because of that like map on Osu.
Right. Well, that's it slowly permeates everything, you know. And I'm looking at things. I'm looking at plans of my own. I've got a very busy week coming up.
Yeah.
Which is good for me in a way. I'll say in a reason, but that's a private one. But hey, Casino Mono, thank you for joining me here today on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
We will be going on a break for roughly 2 minutes and 24 seconds, but then we'll have a guest, a secret guest who members of a very specific live show of this edition of this show will remember, but otherwise a first-time guest on the show. Be back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, and welcome back to Indiepocalypse Radio. That was Cub with Life of Crime. And our final guest, who you may remember from that aforementioned long-deleted, canceled, the lost episode of Indiepocalypse Radio, or where they were initially talking about... so this was a long time ago, because this is issue 29, and I feel like we weren't very far away from issue 29 when we were talking about...
it was pretty close, yeah.
Professor Quackington in the Locked Birdhouse. And not light. I had an extra beat to chat there. Is what names? What names? How you doing?
What's up? I'm good. It's good to be back.
Good to have you back. I mean, we have seen each other multiple times since then.
Yeah, we keep running into each other at events. It's awesome.
Yes, you were so far as I know, the only other cataloged lunatic who's like in 2025 was like, PAX East was fun. Let me take 2 days off and then fly to Berlin.
Oh my god, you don't. Did you get the context of what happened to me on that trip too?
No, I did not.
I literally got hospitalized after May. And not for like a funny reason or anything. The stomach flu that went around got me like bad to the point where I was like, I think I'm dying. And that's how I found out how good German healthcare is.
Oh, see, I've never gotten sick at a convention.
Good for you. I mean, that's basically the first and only time I've gotten sick, and it would be cool if that's the only one, actually.
Yes. But this last time going to a maze, something happened with my ear. Like I got an ear infection and popped right on the flight. So it's like, oh, my ear doesn't feel great. And then I flew to Portland like a week later, and then it was like, oh, that just exacerbated it. And then all through PigCon, my ear was buzzing.
Oh,
like my right ear was like. It was like, oh, you know how like when audio sounds bad and it's like static, like someone's coming through bad through a walkie-talkie and it's all staticky? That's what my right ear sounded like.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, is my ear broken forever? It's not. Ears heal. The body is magic, you know?
True.
But now I'm going to ask you to cast your mind back.
Way back.
4 years ago, maybe. Let me do the math. Close to that.
Long?
A little over 4 years. Yeah, because 4 years would be 48 months. Issue 79 is coming out next month. That's 50 issues. So about 4 years ago. Hey, do you remember how you found Indiepocalypse?
No way.
Okay.
Not even a little bit.
Right. Because at this point, like it goes on long enough. Like I think it's possible that if you were in it and then you never spoke to me again, you could maybe remember. But then it like recontextualizes in people's brains enough time. You go, I don't remember where I learned this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, especially in that period, because that would have been 22. I double checking. Yeah, I originally published this game in February of 22.
Right.
So I really into a ton of like different Discord communities and like really big in like jams and all of the like how much online community can I get? Because it's like not only is there pandemic things happening, I also don't live in like a big city where there's a big game developer presence. So
likewise,
it's just like, if I want to talk to games people, I have to be a weirdo online.
Right. What you do is you invent a weekly radio show where you invite them on, you talk to them for 2 hours every week.
Yep, it works great. It's an awesome method.
Everyone's got their methods.
I would guess it was probably in one of the various Discords I was a participant in, but who knows? but
if people are unfamiliar, how would you describe to them Professor Quackington in the Locked Bird House?
Professor Quackerton is a storybook kinetic, a kinetic storybook.
Yeah,
I think is how I would describe it, because you're not really making choices. It is technically a visual novel, but it's you are reading a short story about a small community of animals where one of the animals has recently passed away, and everyone's kind of trying to figure out how to deal with that emotionally.
Right.
And I liken it to like Winnie the Pooh. I've had a couple people say like, oh, it's kind of like a Steven Universe episode, and I'm like, sure.
Right.
But
what is their most recent cultural touchstone?
Exactly.
It's just like Boss Baby.
It's so Boss Baby. You know, there's a baby somewhere, probably. I don't know. But no, and it has what I think is a pretty unique style, because it's all weird public domain images that I was able to find.
Right,
a lot of stuff.
They're almost like
texture.
They're like woodcutish, you know.
Yeah, it's stuff you would find on the inside cover of a hardcover book.
Yeah.
Before you get to like the text part. And it's very textural, I think is how I would describe it, because it's just different panels slotting in and out. I think there's probably a big puppetry influence. My dad's a puppeteer, so I have puppetry on the mind basically all the time.
Now I have a question for you, thinking about puppets.
Yes.
Here's a question I posed. This is just me getting into the business as Sonnet. Would it be fun if the Muppets were in movies just as regular actors?
Oh my god, yes.
Like if
yes.
If you're just watching an episode of a TV show and we just acknowledge that like Kermit got a role in that show and he's playing a different character.
Yes. Let's do Devil Wears Prada 3. Miss Piggy is playing the Meryl Streep character.
Right, but she's still playing the character. She's not playing Miss Piggy as that. She's just playing the Meryl Streep role exactly.
Yes. I mean, queen shit, honestly.
Like, how far is that from VTubers, you know, when you think about it conceptually of, like, this abstraction?
Not very.
Like,
not far.
Here's an abstraction of a human role through, like, an avatar. And just my avatar is, like, Fozzie Bear. And Fozzie Bear got a bit part on Widow's Bay.
What I'm hearing here is I think you need to just have a puppet. I think you need a puppet is what I'm hearing.
I enjoy them conceptually, you know. I'm thinking. So yes, like the gorillas, like a lot of things, like Yoko Taro, like anyone who throws themselves. Disney owns the Muppets.
Now they do, yeah.
What if? The only thing I care about in Kingdom Hearts is I want them to have Muppets in it. I want to. That is
yes.
Like if we're utilizing the power of the PlayStation 5, it is to be like, what is Muppets going to look like in? I want them to look like Muppets.
Yeah, just like a perfectly rendered. Well, it's actually really interesting. the like Jim Henson Studios do actually use Unreal with some of their puppetry work. I'm not even kidding. They have a really cool setup. You can find videos of them using it where they have like a robot basically like that attaches to their hand, and they don't end up building the physical puppet. What they do is like all the inputs of what they're doing with their hand, as if they were manipulating a regular puppet, is put into the 3D model in Unreal. So like if you see like a show that's from Henson Studios that is like, oh, I think this is CG, it's still puppetry, just in a very, very abstracted way.
Right. It's like mixed puppetry. It's like mixed media puppetry. And yes, as mentioned in the chat, also the main trio as Muppets is also another perfect reason for the beauty of a Kingdom Hearts Muppets world. How does Japan? What do they think about the Muppets? Do they care enough about the Muppets?
I don't know if they care about the Muppets. I hope they do. I kind of hope everyone cares about the Muppets, if I'm honest.
Yeah, like I think a lot about Jim Henson's bathysphere from the beginning of the Muppets movie.
What?
If people are unfamiliar, like you can easily watch it because it's when he's singing the song. He's singing Rainbow Connection, so it's very easy to find on just like the internet. But like Kermit's in the middle of a swamp, and like he's sitting on a log in the middle of a swamp, and you're like, wait a minute, how does a guy puppeteer that? And he's in like a weird like bathysphere below, like underwater.
Yes. If you've never watched, what is it? Emmett Otter's. Oh shoot, I'm forgetting the full name. The Christmas special,
like the Jug Time Band or something.
Yeah. They are rowing down a river on multiple occasions and watching like the different like behind the scenes videos of it's like how'd they do that? Is so I love it. I love people just being like, I'm gonna tell a story so hard.
Yes. And like it is the strength of a dedication to a specific craft, I think, that like all art forms kind of adapt, like rather than chasing down realism, it's sort of like chasing down a vision, which can also be just as complicated, of oh yeah, of course we just build all these 3-foot high sets and everything everywhere. And we have to learn this very puppetry is a very specific like skill set.
Oh yeah, and it's so physical too.
Yeah. Like it's easy to take for granted. Like you think a lot about it with like when people talk about practical effects and like the wonder of like, the people know how to do that? Are they still alive? Is there anyone alive that knows how to like do these kinds of things?
Like, honestly, and like there is a fairly high number of like puppeteers and things like that, but like obviously there's way more people who can like make a video of something because everyone has a camera now versus
or like 3D model.
Not everyone knows how to sew. Not everyone knows how to like whittle or like a casting of something. Like that's just in terms of sheer numbers. Like no, there's not a lot. But like if you are like, okay, well, how many people are there? There are a lot of people. It's just significantly fewer than all of the other media makers in the world. Right.
It's like as technology kind of like moves these whatever skill sets forward, so to speak, of like, oh, now we found the better way of doing something, and like that's a problem games run into like frequently, of like, oh, what if we just move technology further and like just made things like. And that's if you think of the collapse of video games, it is this chasing after like infinite scale, that is like unsustainable.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the reasons I don't really fuck with like bucket list type or like what were you talking about earlier, the movie tracking website?
Yeah, Letterboxd, yes. Where
it's like you have to watch these movies before you die, that kind of thing. Where I'm just like, I'm just gonna watch stuff that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Like yes, I do want to like expand what I've seen, so like I have a wider understanding of like cultural touchstones and this and that and the other. But like, I'm not gonna watch a movie just because you said that I have to.
Yes, and I think that's like finding a balance for that is, I think, interesting. culturally of like, oh, what is the thing that I need to watch, the thing that I need to like, because sometimes you need someone to make you eat your vegetables and you go, actually, I do like broccoli, you know?
Yeah, like legit. That's so legit. So I went to college for theater.
Yeah.
My degree's in theater. And at one point I had to take, it was like I had to take a philosophy class.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And at one point I was pissed because I was like, I don't want to read, this is very college student.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to read Socrates because this guy doesn't think I'm a whole person. And it's like, yes, there are things that you can pull from Socrates, even though he's like shitty in other ways. But like, I was like, I don't want to fucking listen to this guy, basically. And I can't remember if it was one of the like loud students or if it was the teacher, but it was like very much the sentiment in the room who like turned to me and was like, well, you can't make theater unless you've read Socrates. And I was like, I was like flabbergasted because I was like, how do you think people make art who don't speak English?
Yeah.
Or ancient Greek. It was just like, I was so flabbergasted. Like there is nothing that like every single person on earth will have seen or heard of. Like something is new to everybody every day.
Yeah, it is like, it's about finding your weird alchemical combination of things that you like, you know?
Yeah.
And being like, oh yeah, this person, you know, the easiest point, the easiest cultural standpoint that the most people understand, I think, is like Star Wars, you know?
Yeah.
Because you look at
that.
It's
like how many people who like Star Wars have watched all the spaghetti westerns that he was inspired by.
Right. You're like, oh, this guy liked spaghetti westerns. He liked Flash Gordon. He liked old serials. He liked Kurosawa. And then he's like, oh, what do people make new Star Wars like? Star Wars. They like Star Wars. Like interesting stuff is like born out of like people's like lived experience, whether it's like small scale or large scale, you know, works. You know, you need to see what the like, who's the human being that made this thing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's just about experiencing more and learning more and just, it's just good. It's just good to look at lots of cool art and take it in and be like, wow, I learned something new. I have a new understanding of the world. Or, oh, I understand myself better because I had never thought about it in that way. It's like, it's just nice to have lots of art around you kind of all the time.
Right. Like maybe to be a good video game designer, you don't need to play, you know, Super Mario Brothers and like, you know, The Legend of Zelda. You just need to spend 7 months as a clown.
Yeah, please do it.
And go, wait a minute. I've got
the last event where we saw each other was Narrowscope, and after Narrowscope, one of the creators that I really like and follow, who was also there, that was a very cool thing to meet them. But who was there was like one of my major had skeeted. One of my major takeaways from Narrowscope is just like, wow, we all need to do things other than play video games sometimes, huh?
Yes.
And I was like, ah, shit. A glowing indictment.
Yeah, I mean the one of the keynote speakers of Narrowscope, Meredith Gran, a great strength of coming from a different medium, you know, a medium of comics, you know, you know, you yourself, you know, coming from theater, you know, coming from creative writing, you know, everyone coming there. I think there is this new, this thing is not a new generation, because a lot of, you know, throughout the history of games, people have been coming from different mediums, but I feel like you're seeing you're seeing them in greater quantities.
I will joke to people, and it scares the hell out of like professional game devs who've like only done game dev. When I say it to them, where I'm like, yeah, no, games is my stable job. They're like, I'm like, baby, I'm coming from theater. I don't, this is.
You're right.
This is one of the most unstable jobs, unfortunately. Like, despite there being like unions and things, like that is, if I want to make rent, I gotta find some indie games that I'm working on.
Right. There is like, because I think we're entering a point where you can have like, a sustainable version of game dev is more fluid, like there will always be people like at the top level, who are just gonna like, the industry where it's like you have a job and you go to, I say more sustainable as those jobs get reduced constantly, but there is but like on the indie scale, I think that people are especially like, how do I figure this out? It's like, well, you need more fluid people where it's like, oh, I'm not working at a company, but I am a producer who can produce at 6 companies or whatever,
Yeah. And I mean, for some context, like I make games by myself. My most recent one being probably Quackerton, actually, was probably the most recent one I made just by myself.
I was going to say, just by yourself.
Yeah. With a small team, the most recent one would have been, good lord, everyone at the reunion for my religious all-girls school is a trans man, and they're hot?
Yes, you got...
You have to say it like that.
Yes, I was watching to make sure you got the whole title correct. Yeah, there was a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, I have that deep in there. I think that was about a 10-person team. Hey, thanks.
Team.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you. And I also just work professionally, primarily at a studio called Strange Scaffold, which is like absurdly prolific indie studio.
Yes, which is like another healthier version of like indie studio,
I sure hope it is.
One would hope, these things that seem like they last forever then don't last forever. I ran into this recently at the last Amaze where they're like celebrating 15 years. And I'm like, wait a minute, I've been doing this for like 6. And like if when I was starting it, like, they would have been going for like 9 years, which, and the difference between like 1 and 9 and 6 and 15 are the same amount of years, but they feel different,
Yeah, that definitely feels different. That feels very different.
Like I suddenly feel a lot closer. It's the thing that I wonder about. Like, oh, can you just do this thing like forever? Like, or does it...
Well, yeah. I mean, so much of like how I understand how theater works and like theater production stuff goes into my work producing over at Strange Scaffold, because I'm like, I remember there was a very pointed example on one of the games where one of our artists was like, okay, great, we have this whole timeline. I think we were in like June or July, and he's like, yeah, so I'm gonna go actually go get my master's, but I'll still be able to work on it. And I was like, no, the fuck you won't.
Right.
No, the fuck you won't. So like, I was like, we are scheduling everything before you leave. Like, there is no...
Yeah,
no way in hell you're going to focus on this other thing when you're in the middle of getting a master's degree.
Right. It's just like, oh yeah, I can be the lead in this play. I just need to travel abroad for 3 months. It's like, well, how are you going to be here? People.
Yeah, I mean, it's the literal logistics of it. Of just like how I think conceptualizing, even though it's a fully remote studio, conceptualizing it as an in-person studio of it's like, who can physically be here is genuinely really helpful, because it's like, no, even if they're not physically in the room with me, they're still doing like the same thing they would be doing.
Yes, because the remoteness of it all lets you go, oh, well, I have, like, when you don't have a box you're going to from 9 to 5, instead you have your whole 24-hour day, you think, of course I can fit it somewhere in that day.
Nope.
And then,
nope.
No, you
don't. That to yourself.
And then
don't do that to yourself.
You probably burn yourself out. And things don't get done.
Yes, the sheer number of people I've had come in who are just like, well, I'm just going to go. And I'm like, oh, hold on. Like, yes, I know technically you can.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that you can do that forever.
Yes. As someone who, does a lot of stuff, how I do it, I don't work on the weekends. I don't work...
Good for you.
I don't work at night, or I don't, I don't work the last 2 hours of every day, because that's how I just don't burn out, and then it's how I am able to witness so many people burn out, I would go, oh.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm very thankful that, so my parents were also in entertainment, were and are, I should say. They're still clowning around, but I'm very thankful to have grown up with a lot of their stories of like people crashing out in really spectacular ways. because my parents are circus people. So like hearing of like literal like huge crash outs where like there's an elephant involved really kind of gives you like great perspective.
Why is it not connecting? There, yeah.
Oh, am I gone? Oh no. Oh no. Am I here? Am I gone? Check. Why can't I hear you then? Oh, exciting. R.I.P. Pizza.
R.I.P.
I wonder if we're
I'm back.
still
Hello, I'm
broadcasting.
back.
Oh, you're back.
The
Welcome
true curse of this is like, nice try. We're not going to finish this segment without any issue.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of it. That's part of it. Where did you cut out?
But I just lost my microphone. You kept going. You were good the entire time. Actually, like I almost was here perfectly in time for no one to have ever noticed. But
so close, so close.
But I'm back. I'm back. Wait, I have an appropriate thing for this in the chat that nobody can see. We're just gonna keep on talking, but I've got.
Yeah, we are. Of course we are.
Because I have to announce that pizza's back.
Good, excellent.
But
you got to figure out a way to communicate that to people who are only listening at some point. But that's fine.
That's an artisanal. I've got a whole folder full of artisanal gifts that I just made myself. If you're not making,
good for you
got to make your gifts yourself. You get more attached to them, and you get a lot of weird custom ones that way.
How do you make your gifts? What is your method?
I use a screen recorder.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So
it's definitely something where I'm like, I feel like I need these very specific references I have, but I'm like, I do not know how to do anything with video or anything on a computer. Like, it's like I know how to watch it, and that's kind of it.
Right. So you can get very, very specific ones. So if you're like, yeah, I just need to like, and just like weird clips from things that like no one is going to have weird clips from, you know. I'm not going to sit there and just post a bunch of my gifts that I could, but I could. I'm not going to.
You definitely could.
Yeah. Like if I don't know, I'm not going to post. Oh no, they're also too big to exceed. So you guys don't get to see the Freddy, which is a weird dance that I got mildly obsessed with for a while.
A big question mark over my head. At
yes,
this.
It was like this weird thing in England in like the 50s. No, not that. It's a weird like thing from the 50s of like.
Exciting.
I think I could show it on this. I think I'll get it on the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I can do? I can do for the break. I can swap out this Nirvana the band the show clip over to doing the Freddy. But while I do that, hey Rox, what's up? What's your favorite?
I have a Worry Stone story. That I only recently heard is that apparently my mom is a big worrywart. Bless her. She is always concerned about everyone's business. In both the best and worst ways, as many moms, to my understanding, are. And I found this out recently. I was apparently literally worked her way through a worry stone in the past. Like she worried it with her thumb so long that she like wore through it.
That's a lot of.
I'm like, that is so powerful.
There's a lot of human finger acids or whatever.
Right. I was
doing
like,
its work.
The most worried person. But as far as rocks go, I think a very similar answer. If it's just like a good holdable rock.
Yeah.
Like I like rocks that I've been given. On multiple occasions, I have like made like a random friend either while like traveling or like even on the bus or something. And they're like, hey, here's this cool rock. And I'm like, you know what? This rocks. Thank you. Rules.
I have a exciting rock update that I will save for the group segment. But in the meantime,
okay.
For the official record, Toho. Do you have a favorite Toho character?
I remember you asking me this the first time, and we went on a long explanation of what Toho is, and yes. I still haven't really experienced much Toho.
Well, since then, you've been lucky. Since then, I have. Let's see if I can find him. I have since adopted a if someone's like, I don't know what my favorite Toho character is, I've since adopted one for people to give to them if they like. I need a favorite Toho.
Good.
That's
You will be provided a Toho at the door.
yes. Excellent. If you do not have a Toho, you will be provided a Toho. Let me get this Toho for you. Providing a Toho.
Thank you for the Toho.
Here you are.
Oh!
As of course the unnamed giant catfish.
That's really good. That's very good.
The honorary Toho for those who do not have a Toho is unnamed giant catfish. A game jam I would love to run is a Toho game jam, but all games must feature unnamed giant catfish.
Oh, he's so fat and happy.
Yeah.
That's very good. I'm a big fan.
I've got
what a friend.
My two theoretical game jams, should I ever run a game jam, is that, and more niche into my taste is like I would. See, the problem with the second one is that it requires people to own a game, but it would be to anyway. We'll get into this in the group segment. What names? Hey, thanks for joining me here today.
Hey, absolutely. Thanks for having me back.
We will go on a break and be back in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeehaw!
And while everyone within the break can learn, hey, what the Freddy is. Goodbye. Until then. But we're coming back, coming in hot. Hello, everyone. That was Your Boyfriend Sucks with Diu X3. I think I know how you say it. Diu? Who knows? It rocks, though.
What?
Doing the Freddy.
Yeah, so everyone got to see what the Freddy is, and so everyone can spend in their free time to do what I do and go, let me look up weird cultural things from the past. And soon everyone on TikTok will be doing the Freddy, you know. Much like...
More importantly, I think they should be doing the Freddy fish.
Yes. Much like...
Exactly.
There was that weird period in time where Pavement got popular on TikTok. And everyone... They feel like, oh, we have a gold record now because of this weird B-side we had. Hello, everyone's back. While I talk about...
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here with the entire crew. What names? Castiglione and Rio, all here. Now here's the thing. Now here's the thing that I'm wondering, because I was like, I accidentally combined a bunch of people who may have met in separate pairs together.
Ooh.
Maybe.
It just
very well could have.
It just depends on my memory. One, it depends whether Rio and What Names met at Narrascope, having been there together.
Oh,
at one point.
I was gonna ask that. Yeah, I was a volunteer. I was the project manager on the Narrascope committee last year. But yeah, maybe we met.
We very well may have. I was dealing with so much car trouble that I was like in and out the entire time. I'm the car trouble person. My car is still in Albany.
I know.
that is okay. That's a lot of car trouble.
It's yes.
The quickest way, the easiest way to remember the second one is What Names. Do you remember someone with a cow puppet making you do a puzzle at PAX East 2025?
I wish I could give a confident yes. I feel like probably,
man.
but in all likelihood, we probably did meet. So
'Cause
nice to see both of you again.
I definitely have met some, I forget their name, but somebody who worked on the Good Lord, etc., etc.
So that is probably
a great name, amazing.
It was brought up at the first and only and the last visual novel Boston dev meetup. There was I organized the first one, and then it could never happen again. And unless anyone wants to take the reins on that, I can give them everything.
Right.
I just can't organize any more of them. But for the very first event, there was a huge turnout, and somebody there was like, "Oh yeah, I worked on that game."
Oh, that is a different person. I know who that person is.
No, it was a programmer.
It was a different person. Yeah.
That's a person I need to email. That's someone who I've been meaning to email about their game since PAX East 2025.
Ooh, many such cases.
Well, she's still making some games. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is this is my reminder that this email is going out on Monday.
You're like, ooh.
It's just the problem is like at events, unless I follow up immediately, I lose it.
Oh yeah, you're gone.
Oh, I get it.
You're gone.
It just
There's still
left my field of vision.
demos I haven't like tried out from like 2024 and 2023.
Yes,
like games I've collected business cards for that I have never passed my itch.
Yes, that is
Sadly.
like I've have my desk is basically covered in business cards, and this one little a little acrylic charm from a game.
Cute.
I remember weirdly that I haven't reached out to that person, given I have an acrylic charm leaning up against a thing next to like one of those like
It's so cute.
squishy sticker sheets for a game. I'm trying to like, what is the name of the game? It's not the name that's on the sticker sheet because it's not Shroomy.
That would be too easy.
No, it says Shroomy sticker sheet, but that's not that. I can look it up though. Now that I've been talking about it. But the teased rock update is that we've had rocks around our house, but somebody stole them.
What?
And we
All
did-
rocks?
Somebody
What happened to your rocks?
I don't think people stole them because that would be impractical, and there's not enough people walking by. But so some animal has been stealing rocks.
How big are the rocks? What
Like
kind
small,
of rock are we
small
talking?
enough that an animal could take it. Like there are all those worry stones in the chat about that size. Something you could easily palm, you know.
Maybe they'll bring them back.
Yeah, we don't know. So
Maybe they'll get like
boomerang
bored of them
rock.
and be like, yeah, I'll bring the rock back.
So I wonder if my assumption, my working theory is crows.
Yeah,
Are they
that's
shiny?
definitely possible.
There's chickens at my dad's house who like to steal the rocks that are part of the garden for their nests.
I wonder if
So-
I wonder if it's turkeys then.
Oh.
Could be turkeys. They're
do-
kind of like chickens but bigger.
They are kind of like big.
Yeah.
They're kind of like big chickens.
Everyone
Many
nods.
people are saying
Sure,
this.
yeah, sure.
People are saying that they're like
this.
big chickens. SZ2000 was the game I was thinking of. To shove them out and also make me remind them to email them of like, oh yeah, people I need to reach out to about things. But lots of cool video games in the world. Video games.
So many good video games.
Yeah. Speaking of video games, we have to, he came up earlier.
Ooh,
Oh.
But
scary.
it's a question I like to ask. My personal question that I've come to love, which is, what's everyone's relationship to Mario?
He's okay. He's been nice to me.
Yeah.
Have any of y'all played Super Mario Maker or made any levels?
Never.
I've watched a lot of people play it, but I don't think I've ever actually played the game, like ever.
You know what? I do have a Mario game I'm actually really big on, but other than that, specifically because I haven't played the other ones, so I'm kind of a poser. But Super Mario, Paper Mario: The Origami King sits with me forever. That game will sit with me forever and ever and ever. And I should play the other ones. I just haven't had a chance to. But no, I watched somebody play the Origami King on a live stream, and then I decided to just buy it for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm still to this day extremely obsessed with it. It is one of the best Mario games I've ever played.
I recently
was.
replayed the first one of those. Paper Mario.
Like, it just seems like a good time.
It-
The other ones too.
And honestly, it's speaking of art style, it still looks great.
I love how they look. I love the 2.5D so much,
Like-
and they're also just like the soundtrack's great. They're really witty and like cute. Like the dialogue. I like that the Goombas get personalities and shit. Like it's fun.
Like it's a style that is like aged perfectly. Still looks as good. I mean, technically they probably look better with age, but the first one still looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I've played a fair amount of Mario games, and like I do have some strong memories of like I don't even remember which version. One of the versions that you could play like multiplayer levels on the DS. I remember doing that when both my younger brother and I could like beat each other up as Luigi and Mario, basically.
Nice.
But otherwise, like Mario's been like strongly relegated to it's like this is when we go over to somebody else's house is when we play Mario.
Right.
It's like because I didn't really have any. Like Mario Kart was like, my mom is taking a yoga class and I'm in the kids area at the gym. We're gonna play Mario Kart here. Like there was no
right.
I don't have a strong connection.
So Mario is basically someone's like cool like sibling that you like. You're not actually friends.
Sibling?
You're not actually like friends with them, but you only see them like when you're at.
I see him at my
house.
friend's house.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm aware of him. I've been aware of Mario.
I'm aware of him.
We recognize each other, but we're not gonna hang out.
Right. Like he might fill in for like a fourth chair if you're like, oh, I need you to play Mario Kart, and you're not doing anything.
I got it.
Speaking of abandoned projects that I would love to do at some point, I would love to. I tried to do this for too long ago, and maybe I could do this now that I have more like recognition. Is a weird way to say that. But I would love to do a Super Mario World Exquisite Corpse, where you just give how many exits are there? Like how many levels are in Mario World? Like 60 something. There's like the number of exits is different than the number of actual levels, obviously. But basically, give everyone a level. They just make whatever they want to make, and then you just smash them all together. Just give a bunch of weirdo game developers a Mario level to do whatever they want with.
I like it. I dig it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then they all make it, and then you just have this kind of like smashed together weirdness that like could be like hardcore platformer level, could be a strange narrative level, could be anything.
I love that actually.
This is gonna sound like a weird offshoot of this, but I recently watched Kill Bill for the first time.
Yeah,
and I was very intrigued by it because one, it's corny as hell. It's so funny. It's like it is so goofy. It's like reading. It's like watching a comic book, and like not like a dramatic comic book, like a comic, like
right.
Yeah, and like. I was very intrigued by it because I was like, he really understands how to make this into an engaging movie by putting it all out of order. Because if this was just a chronological telling of events, it wouldn't be interesting cinema.
Right.
Cinema.
The cinema of Kill Bill.
Yeah, you get it.
But like, that's what you say, like, oh yeah, and we just jump around into different way all around Mario. I'm like, now that's cinema.
Yes, that is. Do I have him on hand? Now that's the eternal question. I post that guy a lot. Do I have him on hand? The one I'm thinking of, the image I'm thinking of. Oh, you know what? I think I have it in my folder.
Oh.
I think I've got that handy in case I ever need it, and I need it multiple times. I do. There he is. There's my guy. There's my man. That's who I was thinking.
Wow.
What a collection you have.
Yes. I've got a lot of weird stuff on this thing. When you make your own images, you find it. When you collect a lot of your own stuff, you get a bunch of weird images. I've got all the idol frames from Hotel Dusk. I got a lot of stuff. Anyhow, yeah, because I am often like fascinated because a kind of a mixed feelings on Mario feels like a healthy death of monoculture, you know.
Now, if we were talking about Luigi, though,
I got asked this question very recently. Of like I got interviewed for a different upcoming thing. And one of their questions was Mario or Luigi, who's better? I'm like, well, Luigi, because he's a character and Mario isn't. Mario doesn't have a personality.
Real.
He's just kind of like a blank slate that's just like vaguely. His personality is like, I'm a video game character. So I do like video game things.
That's what I'm gonna put on my dating profiles.
I'm a video game character.
Personality, I'm a video game character.
And that's
exactly.
it.
I mean that'll work, I'm sure.
I will attract someone. I don't know if I want them, but they'll be there.
What are your feelings on gamers?
Ooh, don't ask me this.
No comment.
That was another thing
it depends. Are we talking about like gamers as like a separate entity of us who play video games, or just every gamer?
Just every gamer.
Because we play video games and we're gamers.
Oh, I think a gamer is a different
I'm not
thing.
a gamer.
Yeah.
I don't claim that.
I will never.
Well, unclaimed.
I have
Unclaimed.
I have tons of video games. I've played tons of video games. Would never claim the title of gamer. It's too tinged. I am what?
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that sort of like the individual that we have in our mind exists in every single hobby that you could. I'm sure there's people like in, I don't know, like the crochet community that like, oh yeah, I don't associate with people who do crochet. Like, like if there's a name for that, but like, I do it as a hobby. These are for me, but I don't associate with like Etsy sellers. Like, I'm sure there's that sort of thing for every single hobby under the sun.
It's the film bro,
Absolutely.
I think with gamer especially though, or at least how I like when I first heard about the term, I feel like there's also an association with like competitiveness. Like I feel like I first heard it like referred to as like guys in my high school who were super into League of Legends. And I was just I don't even want to touch that game. And it was also just like a very, patriarchal like sphere, which, it doesn't, I don't think the word has to be, but I think because of that's what I associate it with. I'm like, I'm good. I don't want that.
I mean, I feel like in a couple, give it another 10 years, it could always be reclaimed the same way brony has. At least for me, I don't listen. I know it's a scary word, but like at least for me in my circle, I can very confidently be like, oh, cool, you're a brony. Like, and it's like all of the like the alarm bells in my brain, they have died down. We are in a new era. We've been reborn. You know what I mean? But there are people who will hear that and think of a very specific person that like honestly doesn't even call themselves that anymore. They have moved on.
Brony, I haven't heard that word in years.
People still use it, but it's really mostly people who are just kind of nostalgic and we're like, oh yeah, I remember that terrible time, but I'm normal.
Yeah.
I love having a word I can use again.
Something I find really interesting about like the gamer title is like a lot of my friends are cis women, and I will talk to them about video games, and overwhelmingly the like reaction I get from them is it's like, oh, you're like the only person I can actually talk to about this. Which is so fascinating. Like I had this happen in therapy the other day. I was at the end of my session. She was like, all right, I gotta say bye. And she was like, wait, but before you go real quick, I have a quick question. And I was like, sure, what's up? And she's like, started asking me about video games. And she didn't
from
have
your own therapist.
Right.
From my own therapist.
Right. You need to be you need to turn around the mirror.
I'm a
scary things happening in society.
Right.
I was like, this is fascinating because like overwhelmingly I will be talking with random cis women who I'm friends with, and they're like, yeah, no, I play, no, I'm not a gamer. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, the conversation continues, and then they list like 6 video games they're playing every day. It's like, oh, I gotta do my daily.
Yeah, like you are like there isn't a word for you, and I'm sorry because it's been so tainted, but like that is what you are.
Right. So
yeah, you play video games.
We don't have a good word for like the scale of like what it is to be a video game player,
Yeah, because I mean, playing games is something that pretty much like all cultures have some kind of playing game.
Yes.
Dude, like Rock and Stick, man. Anyone remember that one?
What if we call them ludophiles?
Okay, I mean,
I don't know about that one, man.
Yeah, no?
Hey, I'm gonna be straight with you. I'm not sure.
Me either, but I was like, I need to I'm like, let me borrow a term like that's almost like cinephile, but then you have to use Ludo, which no one likes to use.
Well, yeah, I think the people we don't like should just use ludophile, and we should take back gamer.
Yes,
I think you're right.
That's my feelings with the
They should get a pretentious name for themselves, and then we keep the normal one.
That is my feeling about the term video game. Like, I want to reclaim, like, instead of people who make let's say games that don't have objectives that you can't lose. Those are video games. When you make a game where you're a guy who runs around and collects 80,000 objects, buddy, that's software. I don't care. You just made
Coming from the hidden object gamer.
Or like again, freaking kinetic visual novels, like
those are video games.
That's movie book. You made movie book.
No. I
can't call it a video game. And I say this as a compliment. I'm like, you are doing this is something outside of a video game. You are making movies you can read.
I think IF has actually kind of got that more figured out than like IF and visual novel. I've come to terms with like IF visual novels and bullet hells are kind of like on a healthier path where they're kind of like their own like self-sustaining niches, that live outside of video games that have they're just like thriving but don't exist within like mainstream game culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something gay people. I don't know.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Like how many visual novels are there on Steam that have like 20,000 positive reviews that you never see, like
that you've never heard of too, yeah.
That mainstream press has mainstream press and game culture has no awareness of,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I find that so fascinating. Like a lot of the people I work with when I'm working at Strange Scaffold are like industry veterans to a certain degree.
Yes.
Like I've been doing this for like a decade plus, and I'm like, this rules. That's super cool to have this person I can talk to. And I'll talk to them about some of the games I play, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck that is. That is fascinating.
Ask them about,
this is so cool.
Ask them about Ethering,
I don't know that one.
Listen, the only indie game I know is Hollow Knight Undertale.
Yes.
Hollow Knight Undertale.
My favorite indie game, Hollow Tale.
And then actually, I think my grandpa once told me about this game called Super Meat Boy Braid.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
But I don't think they play that anymore.
Have y'all seen that indie game documentary thing?
That is one of the most cursed things to happen to video games. Yes.
I haven't watched it. I've just seen it's Braid, right? The clip where it's like Soulja Boy playing it or something.
Yeah, and he cries because Soulja Boy doesn't. Yeah. He's like, because Soulja Boy is like a funny little guy running around.
Yeah, he's just like, oh my gosh, you can fall down, you can like go back in time, and the guy was just like so upset. He was like, you don't get it, like it's too deep.
Right. When
I have never seen this.
I have no idea what this is.
It was shown in like one of my classes. I haven't watched the actual movie.
It's very funny. When really
I see.
When Braid is like scraping the surface of like what you'll find like on Itch.io, of like actual complicated engaging art,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in Braid's defense, it employed metaphor, which is scary to gamers.
Oh no, people don't like that one. People don't like that one. Gamers don't like metaphors, and gamers don't like reading.
Yes. And
no, they don't.
To employ metaphor and that a thing could be not literally what it is, that is terrifying.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I'm looking at a thing and it's not actually that thing. It's something else. I don't know about that.
I don't know her. Don't know her actually. Thanks.
That is. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to share really quick that because we talk about a lot how a lot of gamers just don't understand this other genre of game that gets a little bit more I don't want to say artsy, but deviates.
Yes.
And going back to visual novels too, where it's just kind of there be these ones that are so well known that you would assume people just kind of know them, and then you talk to someone who plays video games every single day of their life and they've never heard of it, and it feels very lonely and isolating. And recently, I did this last year, I did it again this year, I put on a and I'm not going to get into the whole detail of this, we don't have time for that, but I put on a drag show that was based on visual novel games and dating sims, and the turnout was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was like,
really
there's
cool.
so many of you who also leave the house. That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Love, happiness, love, and world, And
happiness, love, and world.
Happiness, love, and world. Some people did indie games for the some people dressed up as Umi Neko characters,
yes.
or at the gay bar. Good for them. And someone did oh my god, Dead Plate was another one. Someone performed I don't know if you guys have heard of that one, but I don't know, that's so cool to me. It was just a bunch of oh, this is my favorite game ever. People might not know about it, but I'm gonna perform my heart out for $2.
Yes.
And I don't know, I love art, I love world.
As a perfect example of this, we're gonna play a game here at Indiepocalypse Radio with the guests here, which is
Ooh.
Price is Right rules. Guess how many without going over. Guess how many languages you can play the free independent game Flesh, Blood, and Concrete in.
Fuck! Come on.
I love that game.
How many languages do you think you play that game
It's
in?
a lot of languages. Am I supposed to guess?
You can all guess. Don't cheating. I want an earnest guess.
I'm not gonna look. It's at like no, because I remember downloading it. From
My guess is 14.
I was gonna say
That's
19 just because it's a funny number to me.
It's at least 11. It's at least 11 because I just remember, like I was like, wow, there's a lot of languages here. Yeah, 11, 14, like more than 10 for sure.
Okay, so Cassiamano, you're the last to cast your ballot. How many do you think?
Yeah, I said 19 as a bit. I think that's going to be a terrible number, but I'm going to keep it.
You technically are the closest. It's 17 languages.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yahoo!
I really like that game though. I think it's really good.
Yeah, like that.
I would recommend
Right, and that is the I also that is listen, sometimes Andrew is looking for emails of people of like, hey, how do I email this person?
Sometimes you're looking at email.
To be like, hey, I want you to be in this. I do this really cool thing. I want you to be in it. And then they have no emails.
You know, as a fellow
RPG
maker, yeah.
But it is like a thing and that is one, and then there is like hit any visual novel and RPG Maker game on itch, and you will find similar things of like, oh, this is translated into 6 languages, you know.
Yeah.
It's the passion, baby.
My RPG Maker game has 0 translations right now, so I'm gonna have to get to it.
Right, you just need to be, it's not all of them, but of course there's like a wide number of them for like how many, like for basically these things are relatively invisible within games culture.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot about, from as someone who functionally acts as like a curator and publisher, I think, well, how do you reach average gamer guy or girl, average gamer person? How does one reach? How does one get that average gamer person into art, into the art sphere?
Yeah.
And that's like a harder pitch because that culture doesn't exist in the same way,
Yeah.
Right.
In games where it's kind of like bringing it back to earlier segments of wanting to have cool taste, People in games don't want to have cool taste.
They want number go up and guy to move around.
Right. And and want to be right and have like the right taste, not the cool taste, if that makes sense.
I wonder how much of that is like the dominant cultural understanding, and how much of that is like true on a person-to-person basis. Does that make sense? Like I wonder.
I think a lot of it feels top down,
Yeah.
I think a lot about like how much of it is that the loudest voices in games are the static group of people from, like I said, to the 2000s and 2010s, and they were just the loud people.
You got to just start interviewing boring people and see what happens.
Oh, I interview nothing but interesting people on the show who have interesting taste. No, boring people are the people.
Well, that's why we don't know the answer.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to start
Too
asking
many interesting people.
I need to do my investigative journalism piece where I interview everybody who contributed to that GQ top 100 games list and ask them, why are you so boring?
Why are you so boring?
There were enough that is my constant nemesis of that comes up on the show frequently. I probably talked on the show it probably wasn't out back then. But it's worth a look because of how battle-less it is. It's a GQ list created similarly.
I've never seen it.
It was made in a similar spirit of this, the Sight and Sound poll that comes out every 10 years, where it's like they ask directors and filmmakers, like, hey, critics, like, what are your top films or whatever, and then compiles a list, and that list ends up having like, a lot of expectable stuff, but also like, it was a shakeup because they put Jean Dielman at the top.
Number 6 is Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of this whole list is like this whole list is basically very bad.
Oh, well, unfortunately, I am kind of a Mass Effect fan.
The thing is, I like some.
Like, I haven't even played it, and I'll be like, if someone likes it, I'm like, okay, well.
Well, the thing is,
maybe 80% of the time, you're like, okay, you're cool.
I like plenty of these games. Is the thing,
If they know the themes.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't feel like human beings made that list. It feels like sales charts made this list.
I mean, yeah,
I
number
think
one.
what we're looking at. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I just said because number one is
Breath of the Wild.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
And like, it had been out for, by the time when this list had been made, it had been out for 6 years.
Yeah.
And there's like really nothing.
That many people still.
Like because when I think about it, I think of like, imagine a top film list if all the films were, good movies from like the last 10, 20 years, and then like Star Wars. And that is functionally what this list is, like, oh yeah, sure, I like those movies, whatever. I enjoy The Phantom Thread.
Well, the interesting thing about this, and I think with any kind of a list like this, and you can even look at things like the Game Awards, is like it has to go. It has to go to like the mean. It has to go to whatever the average is,
right,
because it is such a broad pool of people. Like, yes, you will find things that are like consistently rated pretty all right amongst most people, and that will be the top.
Right.
Which doesn't,
because enough people brought it up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a numbers game more than anything else.
Like, I would believe that people made the list. What's upsetting is that people just don't know other things.
Right.
And that's why we get this average.
That is the, like, I will also slam in here the comparative poll of, sight and sound. It's just how people view things differently. Like,
such is life.
Like, it's just like the people who are the experts in the mediums just view the mediums differently. And games are like, you can go, games are young, I think
one of my favorite examples of this is like looking at, sometimes I have a giant spreadsheet of movies I want to watch.
Yes.
It's not like, there's no pressure to it. It's not like a backlog or anything. It's just like, I heard of this and I don't want to forget. So I just have a big ass spreadsheet.
Yes, I am a person who builds giant lists of things that I will never get around the entirety of.
Heck yeah. And so when I'm making that list, something funny that comes up, because I try to put down like the year and like relevant genres and stuff. So like if I'm like, I just want to watch a movie, I can find it later.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing that searching, I end up finding ratings for it on not as a thing I'm looking for, but just a thing that is coming up. So I end up with like, I love when I find a movie that has like either a really, really high critic rating and a really, really low Rotten Tomatoes rating, or vice versa. Some of my absolute favorites. I mean, it's always bizarre when that happens, where you're just like, now what happened where this vast majority of people went, this movie blows, and experts were like, no, this is one of the best movies that's been made in like decades. Like, what happened? I'm fascinated.
Oh yeah. You're gonna get something fucking weird. If
one of my favorites of this is Lore. If you've ever seen Lore or The Lore,
no.
I have not.
It's like this Polish mermaid movie, kind of vampire or not vampire.
Polish mermaid movie.
Yes.
How's that?
It's like this weird interpretation of The Little Mermaid, sort of, but it's got like a very high let me see, it's got 89 Rotten Tomatoes, 6.2 like IMDb, and I'm like, mwah, beautiful.
Ooh,
because that means
yes.
a lot of weird freaks like it, but also it's like polarizing in a way that turns off general audiences.
Yeah.
Which is the kind of thing I am like fascinated by. Like, even if I don't like something, I want to do something, Like, I would rather have a bad experience. I would rather have an interesting experience with something that's bad than like a bland experience with something that's fine,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's very much my opinion with theater, especially, is just like, if I'm gonna sit there and watch a show, it has to be freaking weird.
Right.
It has to be weird. Yeah. Like if it's just a thing I expect, unless it's like a musical that I already know and love, and I'm just there to have like to vibe and eat popcorn.
Right,
like I need to not know what's happening for some of it.
Yeah, like I like to be. People ask whenever someone asks me like, "Hey, what do you look for in like an Indiepocalypse game?" And my answer is like, my only concrete answer is like the spark of humanity.
Spark of that's beautiful.
It was like, I don't care if someone is like, if it feels amateurish, if it feels good, if it like is, has good convention or whatever. I'm like, no, I just want something that's like interesting, Yeah. I want to feel like a person had to make this game. And there would probably be plenty of games I think are just fine video games. But I'm like, I wouldn't include this, even though it's a well-made video game, because it's like, especially for like the spirit of the zine, it's like, oh, well, this is just like a good product, I guess, but uninteresting as an art piece.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's one piece of Indiepocalypse that I find really fascinating, because I don't really know many or any other like curation of video games. It's like, hey, I want to look at the art pieces. Yes. I want to look at the art of games. There's really not any I can think of, at least off the top of my head, that are like doing the work that you're doing, which is really, really cool.
Well, thank you. I think I'm just borrowing from other mediums. I think you get art festivals here and there. Like a maze, I think, is the closest you really get. Mm-hmm. To like, that's why it's my quote unquote home show, because everyone there has been like, oh, I was in it, or I know what this is.
Yeah.
It's like the event I go to where I don't have to ever explain what Indiepocalypse is, or very rarely.
I definitely think that a maze, in my experience of going once, is interested in games and interactive media as culture. Like that was my kind of overarching takeaway. Is just like, how do we interface with this media? Right. Is one of the really big questions there.
Right. How do we view games as things besides that are not products? Mm-hmm. Because I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, I think also a little related to like the art of it with Indiepocalypse too. Like something that I really enjoy is the covers, like how you have like a different artist for every cover, because like again, like coming from a creative writing background, like having some of my writing, like I had some of my writing like published in journals before, like online and like in print, and I think like like with games, sometimes it's just like you publish your game on itch and then it's just it, like okay, there's my game. But then like having it like, I just think it's cool. Like, when I went to Narrascope and I got to meet you in person and I got my, like, copy of my issue. Like, I was talking to my mom about it, which my mom knows, like, absolutely nothing about video games. Right. So I was, like, showing her, like, look, it's, like, a physical cassette, and then, like, you have, like, the cover, and then you, like, open it, and then it's, like, a USB. So it's like a physical representation of a digital collection, which I think is like awesome in a way of like preserving physical media and like also like asserting how games can be an artistic form.
Yeah, like I think a lot about like we've screwed up in that not everyone publishes their games physically. When everyone, when the whole PlayStation thing, like we're not making discs anymore. And all and a lot of the like boutique publishers were like, we're dedicated to preservation, and they went on all their websites and none of them published anything on PC. I'm like, how dedicated to preservation are you though? Or
I miss PC discs. I miss when game could be on
the CD-ROM.
Yes.
Yeah, I miss them so bad. I miss like the art on the cover, and sometimes there being a little treat inside, like instructions to play the game. Like I don't need it, but like I like that they put in the effort.
If all
I remember that with the Wii too.
If all those indie people who were like, I should start publishing my game physically, actually do it, and didn't just make the post, and didn't just make the post for clout or whatever, so they get so they get cheap heat online. If they actually start doing it, there's no reason why we can't just. Sure, plenty of computers don't have external drives anymore, but external optical drives are like $20. They're so cheap. Yeah, they're like $5 at Goodwill.
Drive games too, like,
right? even
it's
if
not as cute, but like you can decorate the flash drive.
Yeah, even if they don't do flash drives, even if they do DVDs, you know, they're so cheap to buy. Everyone could be buying DVD drives again, like they were, like Walkman, you know.
How do you deal with like distribution?
Yes. What was that?
Like how do you deal with like distribution and like having an inventory? Like that's something that I definitely like see. I understand why people are like, "Fuck, man, I don't have space for this." Like, how do you deal with that?
I'm like I said, live not near things, so I have space.
Right.
I keep about 4 of everything on hand. I try to, but like I said, I have space. I have the luxury of space, and that sustains me generally for like. And then I'll bring like a few to every event.
Sure.
And then like highlight. Like it's a problem we're running into where it's like I've got so many of them. What do I do with them? When I just recently went to Summer Games Done Quick, and I was like, I cannot fit everything on this table. So I know if I do, I know if I do another one of the like that got me really thinking about like what I wanted to do with that one that I didn't get around to doing that I will probably do if I do more of them was like I want to reach out to people whose games have been running past and highlight basically. Have everything there in some form, like a catalog that people can flip through, but the bulk of the table be games running past GDQ family of events, and that sort of thing. But that way I don't have to like. But most things are also one person. I say, like, if you can keep like a little stack of DVDs around to like. Sell things or just more there is room just like people got to stop publishing shit on PC again. It's not hard. It's so easy. It's you don't get like you're not to the whims of console publishers, you're not at the you're not worried being like choked up at factories, you can just make infinite copies of them. You don't have to make giant runs of them either.
It's a good reminder where it's just like make something good and small.
Yeah, right. It's something better than something exist and imperfect and exist and not exist at all. But that got me hopeful. But I do know that online and Blue Sky is not really people with any real convictions. It's mostly just cheap heat. So they get their cheap heat and then they peace out. But
yeah,
whatever.
I'm no longer on any socials, so I just don't even know what
honestly smart.
What that is.
Yeah,
it's nice.
I learned about.
It's happy about it.
I've been phasing away. I've been phasing out, and I am someone who like has other hobbies that are very public, like facing, where I'm like I have to unrelated to gaming, but I'm also just kind of like. And what if I didn't?
Yes. No. I only.
It's not like I'm making money, so like, what's the loss? Whatever.
Right. I give up. I really only learned about that because multiple people tagged me into it. They're like, "Hey, look, this guy does this," and that's always very funny when people say like, "Oh, I wish people did this thing," or "Someone should do this thing," and someone will like tag me into like, "Hey, this guy does this thing," and it won't even like warrant a like. They like do not. They're like, "Oh, right," because
they're like, "Okay."
You weren't actually committed to this thing. You just wanted the attention of to see people that said you wanted to do this thing. It is, as they say, cheap heat.
Yeah, it starts feeling very less like I'm talking to people and I'm just talking to ideas and posts.
Yes.
And I'm miserable. Like, it's so concept. It's so everything's concept, but it's concept with like, but it's making me money, right? And it's like, no, it's not. Stop pretending it is.
Right. No, it's not.
It's really not though. Like even the people who are like doing it for clout, it's not like they're successful.
Right.
Which to me makes it feel worse, even that they're not.
Yeah, just because numbers go up doesn't mean that the things are good. Yeah.
Like it's like I don't even want to give the. I feel bad. Like I don't even want to hate on them too much because I feel bad.
But you're
addicted to number go up.
It's the emptiness of number because there's a guy who's got a lot of numbers both in terms of money and numbers of people who follow him, and nobody likes him. He's the world's most famous loser.
Well, yes.
You saying that, I'm thinking of multiple people.
I was thinking of one very specific. I was thinking of Elon, who's the world's most famous loser.
I was also thinking of Musk.
But there are multiple people fall into that category.
Yeah.
No, it sucks, and it's also a phenomenon that I was talking to a friend of mine recently about it. Was how like people's brains are wired to look at number go up as like successful, big, and like making
absolutely.
money. So like, for example, your favorite artist of all time has a GoFundMe.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know,
oh, yeah.
like your favorite artist that made your favorite like indie project ever that has like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of followers that you can't even imagine getting to that.
Yeah.
Like needs money for like tooth surgery or something. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
crazy, and they will still be treated like they are big celebrity, and their DMs are full of, "Can you get me a job? Can you get me a job? Can you get me a job? I know your thing that has like blown up, and you're making $1 million off of it." Like,
I think we were talking.
It's so crazy.
I think we were either last week or the week before about Van Gogh dying in poverty. You know.
Yep.
And it's like
starting to get bleak, but like
no, but that's real. Like it's like just because it's visible doesn't mean it's making me money or a positive thing. Like a forest fire is very visible. It's not a positive thing.
No.
No. Well, yeah, it's relevant too.
I was just seeing one recently, not up close.
The sky was orange.
Yes, the sky was indeed orange.
It was.
Something that's like very new to me right now, which I'm not a really big fan of, and I just didn't think I was at that level for this to happen to me. Like, my game isn't big, my work isn't big, I'm not like known or anything, and I don't think I'm like warranted. I don't think I have like fans, like more than just like my friends who like me and then some people who know about me. I don't think I have like a fan base.
Yeah.
But people will like hear that I make games out like in public and go, "Oh yeah, no, you should check out my friend," like blah blah, like start kind of trying to connect me or like do like networking with me as if I'm gonna get them a job, or as if I like my game is like really popular and blowing up. And like once they realize I'm not really big, then they're like, "Oh, never mind." And it's like that like that preconception. It's so weird to like be treated like I am really popular when I am not, and I don't get any of the benefits.
My most recent what's the word I'm looking for? What's the thing? Superlative, yes. Mm-hmm. The most recent superlative I gave myself as a result of Narrascope, because somebody like. They go, "Oh, you know, Andrew, he does this thing," and they, introduce you. Someone's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't like." You don't have to worry about me. I am the most well-known person in indie game of no importance.
Oh yeah, you're wonderful. I love your bio.
Yes, that is what
I was literally just looking at it earlier today, so that's why it's still fresh in the mind.
That's a very new superlative, because that perfectly describes like. Oh yeah, if you talk to people especially in indie games, 50% chance you're gonna hit on someone who knows what it is. But also, if you look at like broad games culture, does anybody know what? Like, it feels like nobody knows what it is.
Yeah, it's like I've been seen a lot, and I've been referenced a lot, and I've been related to a lot of stuff, especially again with the mountain of different hobbies that I have.
Yeah.
Which like drag, cosplay, etc. Like I have been seen in many places, and I have been known by many names, but no one really knows me. I'm just a guy.
Right.
And I don't have that sort of like popularity to be or like, fame or achievement, I guess, to like be. It's really weird.
It rocks, really weird. I love being not famous. Being not famous rocks, though.
No, I love being not famous.
Being known but not famous is great. Like being able to. Because I've thought about because something else I was thinking about at Narrascope of because a lot of people there they had gone to school together, or they worked at companies together. So there's a lot of awkwardness of I do not come from any kind of connection to anybody. Which I'm trying to spin positives on my self-loathing more often. And my sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, I get where you're coming from, but
Yeah.
then at the same time, it's almost like even if you don't feel connected in the way with school or company, you are able to connect people.
Yes.
Because when you would ask me where or how had I heard of Indiepocalypse, and I remember at Narrascope, some of my old classmates were there, and we were all talking with you because we were I was in this issue, and my classmate was yeah, I was in this issue, and then I got to meet new alum of my school in that way, which I mean doesn't necessarily make you feel less lonely or less connected.
My positive spin on it all was that on the rare occasion where people like connect with different people at events or like this radio show, for instance. I have a more eclectic collection of people, you know, who like don't know each other. So I can provide like a bridge between people who wouldn't know each other, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I am sort of like trying to alleviate that own awkwardness of like, well, I don't know anyone well, or I don't have like deep connections to anyone. Well, I will provide also people who don't have deep connections for other people, you know.
Yeah.
Because it is.
No, I mean that's important. It's an underappreciated and oftentimes thankless service, but like it is a service of like finding the weirdos and putting them in contact with one another, like being a node in the big like connection of everyone. Like that is a beautiful thing. It's a hard thing and a beautiful thing.
Because, you know, in doing this for so long, anything that even has a little mild industry bend, it's like, oh right, this is all just an impenetrable in-group, you know. Mm-hmm. That I will never be allowed into until I start making buco bucks, you know. Mm-hmm. And then once I make buco bucks, it actually Indiepocalypse is real, and everyone really loved it all along, you know. And it was actually like really cool and really really smart and really nice, and I liked it a lot.
I mean, it's already seemed like that.
Yeah, it is. But
I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's a thing that like when I do the September pledge drive, I want to like I'm gonna get at my most desperate of like I know a lot of people like you know through wherever channels I have, I'd be like I know a lot of people like it. I know nobody talks about it. This is the one time a year for the last decade. This is my decade's time where I'm gonna be like, everybody please mention it, please, everyone who likes it, please talk about it, so that everybody. It'll be like I'm activating weird sleeper agents of everywhere. Like, wait, that person knew what it was? Wait, that person's been a Patreon back for 4 years of this project? I see people's emails. I know the weird eclectic group of people that like this thing. But yeah. But it is like the weirdness of like, because I think about that. Like I think about it myself, but I think it's also easy for me to. And something I've gotten better at doing of going, well, I feel like this, but also this also all trickles down to all of the people that are getting featured within Indiepocalypse. They are likewise not getting this attention, you know. And like, why aren't people paying attention to all these people who are making like really interesting games? And it's how do I. It is the separating myself from it all, or like the healthiest version of mixing myself with it all, you know. Yeah, that is the hardest thing to have tried to figure out, you know.
And it's hard,
right?
That's hard.
the combination to like not take credit for like, I put all these people's games together, I made this, you know, that thing. But also. I mean,
you literally did though. Like that's not a brag. That's not like a I did that. It's like no, you literally did do that though.
I did. True. Yeah. I did put the collections together. But
it's like you're a curator, and like a curator, you find people that are interesting in conversation with one another. Like that is. I wish there were more curators doing the work that you do in games.
Yes, I'm still my pie in the sky goal is to convince some indie publisher to let me run a vanity label for them and give me a lot of money. To be like, hey, whatever, like Outer Sloth or whatever, you guys are doing your thing. What if you gave Andrew Indiepocalypse a bunch of money and he just
true,
and then
just what if,
right? Like I get that you guys only know like indie gamer, you only know like video games, but I know art people. I'm gonna give a bunch of art people a shit ton of money. You're not gonna make You're not gonna make any money back, you know. But like, someone needs to have a boutique label, like a vanity prestige label, you know. That is like fringe, interesting art games, you know.
Yeah, and it feels like a lot of the times when that label, and the few times it's like almost existed, it just like poof later, right. Which is always disappointing.
Right, like the closest it got, I think, was like the super rare mixtapes, which there was.
I'm not familiar with those.
Super Rare.
Yeah, me neither.
Super Rare Mixtape was a Ryan Brown led thing over at Super Rare, whereas like they made a bunch of like mixtapes of like more fringe indie stuff. Still like a little like indie game kind of stuff, you know, but also like actual like more like dipping more into like Itch.io Superstar fields, you know. But you know, obviously can't get that stuff anymore because the model they operate under, of course. The model all these kind of like things operate under is like, and yeah, is one of scarcity, but also I don't think it's very profitable, you know. But and
yeah, it's like it's an investment rather into culture rather than.
Yeah, you have to like invest. Right, you have to invest in culture and invest in like, okay, sure, like these things are not going to make me a lot of money or whatever. This is like going to be fine, but also it's important for the culture.
Yeah.
We need like crate divers, you know. What was it? Let me look at. I listened to a lot of Bandcamp Daily. Let me look at this thing. I just like one of the albums that was just on like in the Bandcamp Daily app, because it was very much like one of these examples that I give of like, I forgot to like all these things. Oh yeah, it was like, let me see. Curated tracks from 1925 around jazz, blues, and country, and like.
Rocks.
Yeah, there was albums I listened to that was like Estonian immigrant music of New York in the 1910s and the 1930s, you know. Yeah. Just like
I will say, Bandcamp, like their curators consistently are listening to some really cool weird stuff.
Yes.
If you want to listen to some cool weird music, go listen to what Bandcamp is
Bandcamp,
curating.
yeah. Bandcamp.
Oh yeah, I love Bandcamp.
They have like endlessly like good curation.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Probably because way more people buy stuff on Bandcamp, so they can pay people to do that. You know?
Every Friday, baby.
I do not know how much. I do not think that's, you know, Itch has that same cash flow.
I have no idea. I really wonder what that is for Itch, but
I feel like it's got to be not that good. You know, I feel like they're not bringing in that. I got to feel like they're not bringing in that much. You know.
I have no idea, because I mean it's so well trafficked,
right?
That, like I wonder if just their cut from the stuff that is regularly seen and like shared is enough.
Yeah, I've also heard anecdotally enough times from people who are like, oh yeah, my game is free on Itch because I want people to play it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I can say from my personal experience, like this year or so of like year and a half, almost 2 years of doing events, has basically eclipsed 6 years of Itch.io, I think.
Wow.
You know.
Wait, Itch.io is 6 years old?
No, that my sales on Itch.
You are 6 years old.
You're 6 years old.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
You're the youngest person ever.
Like I bet I could actually like look if we want to get into the excitement of hard numbers, but
I love
I'm
number.
always excited by hard number.
But I'm getting close to 1 million views on Itch.
That's awesome.
Okay.
700.
Cool.
Big number. Don't know what it means, but big number.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what does 754,000 views mean on Itch? I don't know if that's a big number or a small number.
I don't know what that means.
We genuinely don't know these days.
Yeah.
Like a thousand wish lists mean like 3 people are playing it
Right.
on Steam. You
Right,
know, so like who knows?
Bizarre.
Because everybody wishlists that's the new thing now, is to wishlist it. So because everyone wishlists things, everybody's wishlisting things, which increases the scope of what needs to be wishlisted, and it just like changes all that. Like I have thought what would happen in like the you know, whenever something is successful and there's like that gold rush, you know, to figure out how to do it. I've thought about that before, of like, actually, It has eclipsed it. I am sitting at 43,000 on itch and 50,000 at events.
Actually, guys, anyone listening, stop what you're doing right now and go wishlist and download everyone's games. Okay, come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then actually, this is write yourself a note. This is a note for you for 1 to 2, 3 years from now. Then buy those games.
Yeah, then buy those games 2 to 3 years from now.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I don't know. Get some water. Also, you haven't had water in like the past like 6 hours.
I've had tons of it.
To future listener.
But,
Hydrate.
Yes.
I'm drinking right now. I've done
I'm
it.
actually grabbing a water bottle at the end of my room right now.
Yes.
I have to drink water today. Yeah.
And likewise, Patreon is very much on scale to also surpass itch.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So like, the itch.
Yeah, I think I found itch as an interesting way for like, in my experience anyway, for like to show people what I'm doing.
Yes.
More so than making any money.
It's more a hosting platform than a marketplace.
Yeah.
I don't think I made
that.
any of my games paid.
Right, because you want people to play them, even if they.
Literally. That's also how I feel. I'm just kind of like, it's not worth it. It's that hassle, but it's also like, no, I want everyone to meet my special girl, and if I charge for it, no one's gonna meet my special girl.
Yeah, and it's just like there's also not the culture of people like buying games in the same way, where like a lot of albums on Bandcamp are also pay what you want, and plenty of them are like free, or plenty of them are like $3, $5, But you can look at that ticker. I'm looking at that ticker right now, and people just like, it keeps on going. People keep on buying stuff.
Yeah.
True. That would be funny if Itch had a ticker like that on the front.
It's
like, what was the most recently purchased game?
I feel like that would be
pretty cool.
Bimbo slut.
Right.
It's like,
Booby Suika game. Booby Suika game.
Oh my god.
Booby fucker.
I feel I feel like all those people have like whatever.
And good for them. You know what? And good for them.
I was gonna say, I feel like they have whatever subscription service allows them to be on it right now. Whatever they move to that allows them to be on there. Not Patreon, not Subscribe. What do they have now?
Subscribe Star is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like, I feel like
the other one.
I feel like there are some that people go to when it's like Patreon doesn't let you on there because you're too dirty for Patreon.
Yeah, which is another can of worms that drives me mad and angry. I want more weird games made by freaks, and I'm not kidding.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen, if you're into Indiepocalypse, there's one coming up in a few weeks.
Oh, trust! I'm aware. My hands rub together.
Oh,
I'm scared.
You know who made it?
I'm afraid. I'm scared because I know of their games, and I've yet to play any of them because I'm scared of what they're going to do to me. They have been on my list for a while, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm emotionally prepared to get into any of them. But I am.
Wait, what are y'all talking?
They are all on my desktop. They're all on my desktop.
There's no spoiling. If you're not familiar with Chambersoft,
no.
Go to Clover.
You should check out the
Clover.
The
also goes by
warnings,
Chambersoft.
Like, very, very. Oh. I've heard nothing but good things.
Yes.
I just can't say on my own, from my own opinion, are they good? I haven't played them. I'm a poser. You all know this. But, I am really looking forward to playing them. And if I don't like them, I think that's even better. I want to, I don't know. Sometimes I, get really excited when I play something. I'm like, oh, that wasn't for me. I'm really happy I experienced it.
Yes. This was someone who was, makes cool stuff. Then they were, following me. And I'm like... They haven't submitted anything. I was sitting there months and months they haven't submitted anything in Indiepocalypse. What's going on? And then I was like, I'll pay you to make a game. One of the secrets of Indiepocalypse is if you want to get paid, just make really cool stuff, follow me, and then edge me long enough. I go, I'm if you don't
what a concept.
If you don't submit something, I'm just gonna pay you to make something for Indiepocalypse.
Yeah.
Watch out. We're cycling around for long enough that I can start submitting again.
You're getting close. You're getting close.
I need to. The problem is I'm really bad at juggling multiple projects at once, and I do have the itch to make a new work on a game again. But I unfortunately, when it comes to games, it's too big. Even smaller ones. This one is too big that I cannot distract myself with making other things like it. Right. I will do other projects. but I won't work on another game until this one is like on a schedule, and it's still not on a schedule.
I will also say that
vibes.
for any past contributors, if you work on a team project, like say for instance, if you submitted a game by yourself and then worked on a team project, like good Lord, everyone at the reunion for my religious all girls trans schools, a trans man, they're hot. Those are also like, that's how you sneak around Andrew's repeat submission limit, you know.
Right.
Largely because I consider like individual works to be different than like grouped works, you know.
Yeah. It's like this is my like solo dev project. This is the studio,
right?
Quote unquote.
Or this is this band's version of this thing. Like there was somebody who worked on 2 games in a single issue.
Nice.
But they'd worked on one game by themselves, and they had helped make another game. Like if I put that moratorium on everyone who helps make a game, suddenly I start.
You get 3 games total.
Right, I start running out of devs real fast. Because I think the sort of like modern, more like the very like collaborative game devs who are all just kind of like, hey, we kind of like work on each other's games here and there, and we all kind of make games together in these weird informal collaborations. I think is cool. But
yeah,
speaking of
make more games together.
Yeah, people just don't make studios, just make games.
Everyone smile.
Everyone smile. Yay!
Yes, everyone stop making studios. I don't want to see any more studio. I don't need to see any more studios. No more studios. No more studio logos.
No.
Here's my thing.
How do you feel about LLCs?
Never in my life.
It hurts me, but I do love it when it pays off for some people who aren't me, and they're like, wait, they're actually making money. Good for them. Well, I just wish we didn't have systems that didn't work. Yes.
Well, here's my stance. Once you make your first game, then you can have a fun studio name and everything.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like there are so many studios that don't even have games.
I do agree with that. That's the other reason why it's just kind of like it's hard to. I lost my train of thought immediately. It's gone. it's gone. Hi. It's just gone.
Yeah, but how do I get the ego enough to become like a speaker, like the kind of like speaker who doesn't even actually have a game out yet, but has that kind of level of self-importance that they can be like, oh yeah, I can be.
I remember what I was going to say now. Okay. It's so hard to find a balance between being like thinking, oh, am I being that guy who's like, yeah, I'm going to make the next Undertale, guys. Or like, like, hey, I'm not being confident. And that's like bringing down the room. And like, if I don't sell if I don't put myself out there and like celebrate my art, people aren't going to believe in me. And being like, I actually invented video games. Well, and my first game is going to be the biggest thing ever, and like just acting like you're hot shit and like you're going to make $1 million. I find it like hard to have that confidence and not come off that way.
Well, the important thing to also ask yourself about questions like, games like Undertale, for instance, is Undertale Undertale without Homestuck,
Well, we can. Do we have time to discuss all that?
Undertale did not come. Undertale and Toby Fox did not emerge from the ether. Like,
see, this is the thing about having any conversation with me. Whether you want it or not, Homestuck has to come up.
It all Listen,
it's the nature. Oh my gosh. It's in my nature. I drive that out of people.
The internet naturally trends towards Homestuck. That's just.
And it will forever. And it will forever. I don't care what people say. I don't care about the cringe. It will always come back.
Of course it will.
But it's the thing that people forget. Like that even.
No, it is true. It is true. You wouldn't have your favorite awesome thing without that icky thing you don't like.
Or even like your favorite awesome thing probably has a head start that you didn't even think about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like that. He was not new to making video games when he made it. He'd been making things for a very long time.
He was already fairly popular within a very specific niche.
No, for sure.
And then that just like spiraled out, and then other people saw, everyone just saw this cool person who makes cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that like like none of your biggest your favorite. I challenge someone to find like the big indie hit that truly emerges from purely the ether, you know.
Oh yeah, no, and like I'm not saying that it's like I keep losing it. I keep losing.
Well, that's fine,
I'm holding onto it hard, but it keeps leaving my brain. But I guess it's more just like trying to find that balance of when being in like a space where people don't know video games or like aren't like in the game dev scene, or when you're in the game dev scene, like when you're in the game dev scene where there's people who have done this before and know about it, you're not coming off as a little baby with like a comically large lollipop and a propeller hat being like, yeah, this is my game, I really hope you like it. And being in the other space where nobody around you knows what you're talking about, you're like, okay, I have to be confident, Right. Or like, you know what I mean? And not coming off as like, guys, here comes the baby. Here comes the baby with the big diaper who's making their first thing. And being, but like also not selling yourself short because, well, no one likes that either.
What's the phrase where it's like everyone is an expert in their own experience?
Right.
Like I think that
there's like an XCDC comic about this, the Quartz, of course. If that means anything to anybody, I'll pull it up in a minute.
Yeah, please.
It's one of my favorites. One of my friends mentions it all the fucking time when we're talking about this.
Yeah, me talking about it's everyone's first time learning something is also an XKCD.
Average familiarity. Here we go. This comic, it comes up in almost every conversation I ever have. Like even when they're trying to compensate for it, experts in anything wildly overestimate the average person's familiarity with their field.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Quartz, of course.
Yeah. Right. It's and like it's a fun thing to do as a person who just goes to events and just like fire hoses out game names of things, like I've done in their show where I just like fire hose names of things. And I go, what is that? I go, well, here, let me tell you what this thing is, and not trusting that everyone can learn about something for the first time, and trusting that like the canon, the idea of a canon is silly. But also it should be bigger. It should be like it should the idea of a strict canon that one must adhere to is silly, but it should be like more diverse and a wider. Could you imagine that? You mentioned it earlier. Could you imagine? You mentioned earlier Yume Nikki. Can you imagine the fact that list does not have Yume Nikki on it? The absurdity of it. That how you can compile the 100 greatest games and like culturally you don't get someone reaching towards like this game that is one of the most influential and still thought about games of all time. Mm-hmm. But it shows the divergence between like old games industry culture and like modern games as an art form culture. I feel like, which is too big a box to unpack, I think, in this 2.5 hour segment. But
well, yes.
But that's the thing that I try to mention, so people think about a lot of like games as an industry is but a tiny fraction of games as an art form, and we don't think about that, and like we don't have art house culture in games. We don't have like we don't even have film bro culture in games. Like,
well, that's just what games culture is considered,
right? But they have games, but games film bros have like loser taste compared to like film bros. At least film bros like cool movies sometimes.
Yeah.
Like game bros are like, I like whatever, Naughty Dog. I'm like, cool dude. Neat. That company, actually,
evil ass company.
Let me tell you, this is Naughty Dog is the perfect video games company, the perfect representation of video games because they have existed a lot, and spent a lot of time having never had an original idea in their life. It's just a carbon copy of things that other people have done, and they're perfectly fine products, but. Sure, we already have Indiana Jones. It exists. It's called Indiana Jones. It's better than Anyway.
Shit.
One of my friends has been wronged terribly, terribly by Naughty Dog and is still paying for it many, many years later.
Yes, listen, we are approaching too spicy for the radio show, but I'm lucky no one listens to the radio show.
No, and I cut it there. There. I leave it vague.
Right. I very rarely call things out by names, but it's also like, who cares, And, person at Naughty Dog, whatever. A lot of people go into making art. Sometimes people make a product and the product is fine, It's fine to make fine things,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to literally reinvent the wheel every time. Sometimes you just need, like, a wheel like the other wheels.
and like, also perfectly fine to just make a perfectly serviceable product, Like, it doesn't have to be like the new greatest piece of art ever made, Does everyone working on every Marvel movie think they made the next great film,
Yeah, my heart really goes out to developers, particularly like small team indie developers that are just like trying to make the money they put into it back.
Yes,
and
right.
It still doesn't work. Like that breaks my heart.
Because that's what annoys me about the industry top level culture. Because if there was more cultural diversity in games, both in terms of like games as an art, games as an art form, and also the people you see making games.
Right.
I mean, one leads to the other. I think a lot about. Anyway, like I said, we're starting to unpack this very large thing, and I said it's too big to unpack.
We gotta break it down.
Right, because I think like the smaller teams do better if what we think of as a video game is a broader thing,
Mm-hmm.
But like the video game landscape is at least like in terms of the broadest versions of it, the kinds of things that the average person will see at like the Game Awards or big video game website or whatever, or on YouTube or Twitch. Anyway, I think it's changing in 5 to 10 years. I think culture looks very different. I think we're going to bring the hipsters back. We were mean to them. We're bringing them back.
I can't wait for mustaches to be the big thing again.
I have any. This is semi-related to mustaches.
Oh,
but any of y'all looked at a picture of Proust before?
No.
Question mark?
Marcel Proust. He famously of the the guy that loves the fucking Madeleines and to think about things. He's a saucy little guy. I like him. I was talking about Proust with friends because we were talking about that Madeleine, and he's a saucy little guy. I like him. Let me pull some good Proust. Like, look at this guy. This is the one I really like. Look at this motherfucker. He's like,
ooh, okay.
He's like,
ooh, okay.
He's like, he looks like he'd hang out with Oscar Wilde, and
yeah.
I do mean that as a positive.
I do too. He's like, you about to be in some search. I bet you're about to be in search of lost time. Anyway, that's a wait. Let me personal life. Oh yes, Proust is known to be homeless. Yes, of course he was.
Look at him. Like,
yes. So I gotta throw an idea out here. I think I threw this out randomly on a show. I threw this out randomly on a show forever ago. So you know how there's the old term "friends of Dorothy,"
Mm-hmm.
So how about this one? Friend of Toto. To refer to furries.
I was about to say, is this like a dog mask thing, or are we going furry? Like, where are we going?
Yes, that's what I was going for.
Are we going furry or are we going pup?
I was going that. Just an idea to throw into the ether and leave there.
Friend of Toto.
Hey, you know what? I'll put it in my pocket.
You leave that there. You think about that. That was the stream
That's
of.
their new Greystone.
We'll reconvene in Anther, New England next year.
Yes. Okay.
We'll talk about it again.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it really needs to be hidden like it was back in the day where we needed cute little like terminology for it. But what if we had cute little terminology for these things?
All I will say is that the same way where you have to respect your elders with Homestuck and Undertale is that furries are the same thing. Of like, those are our neighbors and our friends.
Yes.
If we want to continue being little freaks for our things, we need to allow them to be little freaks about their things. We are in this together.
I have commissioned them for Indiepocalypse, for both games and I believe covers. So
hell yes. Awesome.
I touch within every art form that I can find.
As God intended.
I'm a respecter of people taking wild swings in their art form and like doing their thing. Anyway, speaking of doing their thing, what thing I'm doing is landing this plane that is this show.
Heyo. Heyo.
Beautiful segue.
Before we get to the promotional portion, does anyone have any non-promotional things they'd like to say? Questions, statements? Before we start getting to everyone's favorite part of the podcasting, which is people say where you can find their stuff.
Homestuck Made This World is a very good podcast that kind of talks about what we were just joking about.
Yes.
Oh my God! You just reminded me that existed. One of my friends recommended it to me a year ago, and I haven't.
It's very good.
I gotta get back into that. Yes. Also, you're right.
Friend of the show, Cameron Kunzelman of Range Touch, who are responsible for one of the few profitable issues of Indiepocalypse because they sponsored one.
Oh,
so
I love that.
Indiepocalypse is if you want some cool art cred, Indiepocalypse is a very sponsorable thing. It only costs like $700.
That's amazing.
And you too can sponsor a full issue of Indiepocalypse.
Sponsor.
It is very affordable. That is why I am able to do it still able to do it because I keep it very affordable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I was shooting for profitability, I would have lasted 2 months.
$6 million.
That's a different thing.
Yeah. So like
different goal.
Right. I pay what I can pay. I keep it sustainable. I try to keep it all very manageable. Mm-hmm. My goal, people have asked me like, oh, what's your goal? I think about this because I was just asked it very recently. People are like, what's your goal for Indiepocalypse? Oh, it's the same thing except I can pay people way more money.
Yep.
If Indiepocalypse had the same budget, if Indiepocalypse had $1 million a month budget, you would see basically all the same games except everyone would being paid buttloads of money.
God,
fabulous.
Because I'm not like I am increasingly. Like you can almost like see of like you can almost catch like who is Andrew commissioning for Indiepocalypse in the future by like what 18 follower game dev is Andrew following Andrew very recently, which means he either met them at an event or is getting commissioned for a game.
Nice. You caught the curator's eye.
Yes, and I'm saying as a casual observer how you can catch people that I'm commissioning.
Oh yeah.
Because people they will ask me like, oh yeah, cool, I looked, and then they're like, oh, let me follow this person. I was thinking of it just because of upcoming cover artists just follow me on Instagram.
Nice.
And that was a case where I like bought their book, and it was like I need a cover artist, and their book was like sitting next to me.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And I was like, huh, let me look at that book. And then I was like, yeah, let me commission them because they do a cool thing. And because all the commissioned artists, to talk about the cover artists, they are all, none of them work in games. I am specifically...
None of them. That's really cool.
I am specifically commissioning people who do not work in games. To the best of my knowledge, to the best that I can find, do not work in games, do not do art for games, or anything. They're existing, like they're painters, they are illustrators, they are comic artists, they are sculptors in one situation.
Oh, that's so cool.
Where someone sculpted something. Oh, I can show, because I think I took a picture of it. For the last chat that I did.
Please do.
But if you look at Indiepocalypse number 28... Oh, no, I did not. I took a picture of my shelf, and you could kind of see it peeking out. I'm not going to take another picture because I'm lazy. But I will because I was taking a picture of my shelf that had the tapes on it because somebody was taking a picture of the tapes they bought at a maze. And they're like, look, I have Indiepocalypse on my shelf. And I was like, look, I have other people's tapes on my shelf. And if you look underneath, you can kind of see that little rabbit thing. That is a sculpted canvas.
Oh, that's cool.
That the artist made and sent me. Anyway, anyone else have anything else?
Consider... I don't want to put my whole ass name out here, but like, please consider buying some of my games. I am doing a GoFundMe right now because my cat very expensively passed away recently. So if you think I'm cool and you'd like to help me pay for his bills,
yes,
I would be very appreciative.
Perfect. And to where can people go to find that?
You can go to whatnames.itch.io. As in what's going on, and names as in I go by many names.
Yes.
love that.
Perfect. Yes, and do that like as someone who has a long time. We've got cats on. I always say we've got cats on board and cats on deck, so to speak. We have a as a rotating cat household. They get expensive sometimes.
My precious boy spent over $6,000 in his last week of life.
We got close to that, not that high, but a similar situation had come up fairly recently.
Cats are good, wonderful creatures, and I'm very thankful for all the time I got to spend with him.
Yes, I think a lot about our humanity's weird relationship to animals and how we want to be friends with them.
Yeah.
And
I have this short story idea cooking in the back of my head that I need to actually put on paper of like a mini sci-fi story where like this space crew is getting audited and they're like, well, you're clearly abusing all of your human crewmates because they're all losing like hands and fingers and stuff. And they're like, no, we keep going to different planets and they just keep fucking touching the animals. Like
right.
we keep trying to stop them. It's they won't stop. We're sorry. We're trying to help them.
we've lost our fear instinct. We just want to be friends with all these things.
Pet the animal.
It's soft. Ooh.
I realized recently because we do not have like a manicured like yard. So we have just like a natural ecosystem and like, oh, we get so many cats because cats are then part of that ecosystem,
They are dealing with your mice.
Right. The
lizards and birds and bugs.
Exactly. So like the birds come, the like the trees grow, stuff grows, chipmunks come, cats come because they're like, oh, look at those little guys. They're awfully pretty tasty.
That is my life goal, truly.
So my entire life has been rotating series of cats.
I mean, a dream, honestly.
Yeah.
Cats are good little guys.
Yeah, I like an animal that's like an equal,
Yeah. If you are able, consider donating to a shelter or adopting a cat around this time. It's kitten season, and they're very full.
Yes. They're very low stress, low. I mean, sometimes when they aren't.
They're good friends.
Yes, yeah, I'm a fan of animals and our continued friendship with them.
Heck yeah!
But even like, I see the other ones, like even like the wild animals. I'm like, wow, wouldn't it be cool if we were friends?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I think like, could I pet this turkey?
I think you should try.
We get pretty close to each other. Like
pet the turkey. I'm
like, this guy is also gigantic, so
yeah. Become friends with that turkey.
Yeah, or don't. They're huge. They're giant claws. They're massive.
You have to become friends first. Pet after. You can't start with the pet. That's the wrong order.
Yeah. How do you know your friends? You'll never know. Anyway. That's it.
Your pluggables. Do your pluggables, y'all.
Yes. Kasimono. Hello.
Throws up. Oh, hey.
What's up? You've got stuff. Where can people find that stuff?
I got stuff. So, to go on the theme for a second, I've been unemployed since April. And I don't make money even with Street Shuffle, the one that does have a price tag. I make $0 off of that. So, if anyone here has any wealthy friends,
yes,
or just wants to be my friend, that would be nice. My best I can actually put it in the chat really quick. It's casinomono.card.co.
Oh,
so that's where all of my
You were 5 seconds ahead of me. I was already.
Look at you!
I had it pasted ready.
No, that's where.
I had it copied ready to paste.
That's the easiest way to find me because
Yes.
everything's on there. I also am doing Art Fight this year. I don't know that I don't think I'm gonna have time to attack anybody at all. But like, hey, follow me anyway. Maybe I would.
Yes.
And then I'm also streaming the new Tangle Tower game, Mermaid Mask, later tonight. On the same channel that I commented on, and it would be fun to see some people there because I don't stream very regularly, so that means it can go between 30 people or like 0. But either way, we're gonna have fun. So
yes, I
love that series. I'm so excited.
I'm so freaking excited, dude. I saw them for the very first time. I was dressed up as Trucy Wright from Ace Attorney. This was like 2019, 2020, before the scary stuff. PAX East, they were showing off Tangle Tower, and one of the devs was like, "Oh my God, Trucy, right?" And I was like, "Hi!" And like they took a picture of me, pitched me their game. I sat down, and they had to very politely tell me, "You've been here for 30 minutes," and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I will hold on to that experience forever and ever.
Talk about
as you should. That's amazing.
Another, I'm sure a lot of people saw like Crow Country and go, "Ooh, new indie game," and not realizing
Same dev.
These are developers who have been
clips, bro.
These developers have been making games, like 1 billion games for, like 15, 20 years they've been making games.
Mm-hmm.
I think I played their first game on like Armor Games. Like that's the
like the Flash
they've been going.
Yeah, like if you go to their website has like all their stuff on it and it has like 1 billion. Like that's the funny thing of when I go through my giant list of if this is chronological, Armor Games, it does not have a date on it, but it is on Armor Games. It was a Flash game, so no longer available.
Oh, I gotta update my card. Sorry, I just realized my card links to the wrong version of Beefer. I gotta update my card. It does not link to the Steam version.
But hold on. But that is that eternally comes back. Like it's fun to look at. Like when I go through my giant to playlist, that is very large, and I scroll all the way down to the bottom. It's like sometimes people who plenty of people are like, oh, they have big hits. 10 years later they had a big hit, and I'm like, I have a cool game they made on itch 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
These things take a long time. That's the other weird thing about games, to go on one weird tangent, because I was thinking about this because I've talked about this on the show before. I was talking to a friend about how comedy people, because we're talking about Taskmaster.
Taskmaster. I love Taskmaster.
Because we talk about Taskmaster, we're talking about like Kumail Nanjiani. We're like, oh, that guy seems like he's cool still. Like he's still down for weird stuff, despite being so big. And we're like, oh, that's because he probably because he's one of the dudes who came up with he just happens to be popular. He just happened to hit it big. And games has a lot of people who do not come up. They just kind of enter in the middle with a company. And I think that creates a weird culture, where you don't have to I think the increase of game programs is why you're starting to see more of it, because people are coming up through game programs with people. And they have a peer group that they're making very loose companies with, and kind of starting to know each other more, and less I'm coming from AAA or I'm just coming from a bankroll of money into making a game, which creates a weird culture,
Definitely.
But speaking of people and students and all that stuff, and people in games programs, hey Rio, Haley, hello. Where can people find your games if they're looking to find them?
What a toss.
Yes. Oh no, they be right back. Oh yes.
They explode immediately. Sad.
We'll share their links.
Yes, I'm sure. I think you're back.
Sorry, I was muted.
Yes, I was gonna say, I think you're back.
Yes, sorry. So yeah, I put the links to, so most of my socials are Xflored Aura, which is my Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And then the game that I've been working on, which started out as my thesis game, but I'm going to keep working on the game about the Chupacabra. I made a for it. Yeah, it's 2
Get into it.
So, yeah, I haven't posted anything yet, but if anyone wants to give me a follow, that'd be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yes, let me slam those in there as well.
Good luck with development.
Yes.
Thank you. I had taken a little bit of a break since summer started, but we're gonna get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to like see it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, there is like, man, we need more stuff for games, you know. Like we need more
Guys, we need more things.
We need more spaces for people to put
Anyone got
games.
methods?
Because whenever I think of people making games, I'm like, man, we need a place for these games to go besides just putting them on Steam and the internet, you know.
I would like better forums. I would like a better forums that's nice.
Yes, both better forums, both forums in the traditional sense of like a collection of people that talk, and also digital forums that are message boards.
Yeah. Like, I want, like, the old-time, like, Sonic forums where, like, they're like, hey, here's my plushie. And then they upvote the plushie because it's cool, but for everything else.
Yes. Also, I will say, game developers sneak into art fairs and stuff like that. Go into any place.
Oh, trust!
Go
I'm going to be, if any of y'all are going to FlameCon next month, I'll be sure
I wish!
I am not.
You're not. Oh, dang.
I went once many years ago and I loved it.
It's my first one. Oh, really? Yeah, this is my first time going.
I also went once. No, I did not. I went to, what was it called? Was it called a Gamer X?
Whoa.
I don't know that one.
Whoa, hey.
Is that what it was called? It was in it was in New York, and it was an event. I think it might have been called Gamer X, or something like that.
Okay.
Nice.
Because it was like more games focused.
I mean, why not?
I forget what it was. Okay, I think that was it. Yes, Gamer X East 2019. Nope, Gamer X East 2017.
Oh wow.
One of those.
Okay.
One of those years.
Yeah, I'm old. Old, I say.
Sure.
Which doesn't mean anything with their.
This day and age.
Yes.
Once you hit a certain age, youth is eternal.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
And I am also eternally like, you know, I am not keeping to my old man. Like, here's the crew. That's the other benefit of like not having a crew to come up with, is like you're just kind of afloat in this weird collection of people.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. Like, I am the only one who like is able to go to events and bring beaver to stuff. Like, my team is pretty big. I'm the only one bringing it to places, like, physically.
Bringing it. You're bringing it.
Well, yes, I'm bringing it. But like, I wanted to quickly mention art fair stuff. I pitched to this like Pride festival that had like a drag show and stuff, that I was like, can I have an indie game area like PAX East? I will manage it. Yeah. I got some people and like I shared like a link around, and it was like, it went really well. It was really successful, and I got a bunch of like people who would have not normally interacted with the Boston indie dev scene, like interested in game dev. So like, yeah, just like shoot your shot. Again, I'm trying to get that ball rolling in more events, and been like, hey, if you don't want me to like submit my game because you don't have a dedicated person to do that, what if I'm the dedicated person? I will help you set that up. I know other developers. It doesn't just have to be me in a weird corner. Because like, yeah, I feel like we need more spaces like that, and I don't know, I'm seeing more things come up, and I'm excited about it, because like a lot of the indie dev, like, much love, but a lot of the indie dev like events here just end up being like, this is a student project that the person that isn't gonna keep working on it, or isn't really gonna keep working in games in the future, and it's just kind of like, this is for school. Or like, I remember seeing like an AI situation the last event that I went to, and I'm like, guys,
I'm so glad we didn't talk about that today, actually.
Listen, I'm done.
We don't gotta.
I'm done talking about that. Listen,
I know,
but you know, it's
did the local Boston event have multiple their pre-PAX convention have multiple talks about AI? Maybe.
like, I don't know. It's a lot of people. who just aren't in it in the same way that I am, and I want to see more variety.
Yes.
I want to see more variety in my indie dev space.
Yes, it is a thing that I think about a lot. You know, if you are at a non-gaming convention or even a gaming convention with an artist alley, look at that artist alley and think what it would look like if nobody there was selling anything. If they were just showing off their work, if they were showing off their in-process sketches, suddenly it looks way different because people you see at gaming events are people who can afford to drop thousands of dollars on advertising.
Yeah.
We need more little like MagFest indie areas, but cheaper.
Right. Or more people to like a neat thing the Boston scene does is they collectively buy a booth, you know. That like, you know, then you can have like rotating area devs in there, so it's not like a lot of universities do a similar thing too. Where like a lot of universities get booths so they can get them at like PAX East and stuff like that.
Long story short, everyone go see Rio at FlameCon.
Yes.
Exactly. Sorry, we hijacked you a little bit.
Yes.
Oh yeah, come to FlameCon. We'd love to see any and everyone there.
Do they have like a gaming section? Or you're just like, I'm gonna bring my games to there.
I am showing my game. I think I'm with the group Boshi's Place. If you haven't heard of them. Yes, so they're kind of doing like I think a little like curated games collection.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yes, you show it the boat. That is exactly what it is. A group of people getting a table together.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Because I try to like I would love to go to more conventions, but I try as hard as I can to find a way to go for free.
Yes.
Like I was able to go to
yes
for the first time for free. You know, I'm probably not going to go again.
I'm threatening myself with going.
Don't.
Which is basically I have a tab open. I'm going to submit a talk, so if I can get a talk in, then I will.
Oh, okay.
Then if I get comp tickets by giving a talk, then I will. If not, you will never see me there.
Exactly.
And then I will go for like 2 days. Like, can I go to Slug World? You know.
Yeah.
I did go to that.
Take
that was
my ass
very
to
fun.
Slug World.
Yes.
Slug World.
I want to go to Slug World.
But like otherwise, like it's one of those things where, man, it's the annoying thing where I think if I need to be a body in front of people for people to realize that I exist and take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I need to change anything about what I do. Like technically it's not the best product, so to speak. I could make a better product version of it, but I don't want to make it a product.
Yeah.
I think, by product, I basically mean skewed towards more people make video games where you're a little guy, you're running around, you get points, and there's objectives and stuff like that. And there's obstacles. But I'm like, no, I don't want that shit. I want, like, weird art,
Hell yeah.
But I
More
think
weird art.
I think that art version exists in its strongest version that it could exist, I never feel like I'm settling with contributors. It's always like, oh no, I'm getting the best I can get, That's it. That said,
Indiepocalypse, the best you can get.
Speaking of that thing, it is also the home of the unmarketable. So,
the best you can get.
how I figure out people to buy that best is you go to GDC and go, oh, this person's real now because he paid money to go into our club. But that all said, to support Indiepocalypse, of course, you go to indiepocalypse.com. It's the best place to buy Indiepocalypse because it's just my website, and you get the stuff there right there. But you can also just go to pizzapranks.itch.io is the itch page. If you just search Indiepocalypse, you'll pretty much find my stuff. I got great SEO at this point. If you indiepocalypse.com/tape is how you get those cool physical versions of Indiepocalypse that I mentioned earlier. If you want to be like, oh, I want a physical version of Indiepocalypse in my house, or any number of almost like 40 games, I think.
So many.
Or 40. I've got a lot of games, and I feel like there's some I just have forgotten to add.
Maybe.
Including the newly added Somnibuster as part of the Indiepocalypse Tape Club. That I was like, I had early for GDQ because I'm like, this seems like a game that would go well at GDQ. It went well at GDQ.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I'm like, you guys should check out this game. I think it would look good there. and it did look good there, and people liked it. If you want to submit, indiepocalypse.com/submit, of course, is a great place to submit to games. /Patreon is where the Patreon is, /newsletter is where the newsletter is, /something else is where the other stuff is. If you buy Indie Apocalypse number 29, what names here you're a seasoned veteran of the 9-month, $5 to $6 from Andrew Indie Apocalypse,
Yes, indeed. Every once in a while I go, wait, there's something in my PayPal? Ooh.
Yes. And you go, from indiepocalypse@gmail.com sent you $6.35.
Yeah.
Rio, that's something.
One coffee. Let's go.
Yeah.
As a newer entrant, that is a something to look forward to in the future.
No, literally, anytime I get an email, I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot."
Right.
Basically.
Royalties
but
are
in the most pleasant way.
Royalties are cool. I think people should get more royalties.
I agree.
Yes.
I love paying royalties. My favorite thing in the world is paying royalties.
Yeah.
And I actually pay way more of them because of so many events. Like, I'm looking at this calendar, and I probably could not do FlameCon because I would have done. Here's my schedule. FlameCon 15th and 16th. Anime NYC the 20th to the 23rd. PAX West.
Oh my gosh.
The 3rd to the 7th.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, you need to lay down a little bit, actually.
I could like two events a month is enough for me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I can barely do like 2 events in like the span of 2 months. Like one event every 2 months I can barely do sometimes.
I have boundless.
Gotta take a break.
I have boundless.
I hate that MagFest and PAX are so close. Like MagFest,
Yes.
Anime Boston, and through New England, which I'm trying to go next year for the first time, and I'm like, guys, there's like 4 events happening like in the span of like 2 months between that. That's too much. That's too much.
Just too many.
Oh, you want to hear something truly unhinged?
Okay.
So, SGDQ, had a great time there. Loved it. Was a great event. And I am looking forward to basically doing every GDQ that I can fit my body into. So,
Yes.
so far as I know, Awesome Games Done Quick is starting on January. Wait. Yes.
Oh, no.
Is from January 10th to the 17th is what it looks like. Let me see if I can find
It's so
exactly. Let me see if I can find the exact calendar. No, it's not. It's okay. No, it's not officially announced. Thank God. Okay, because I was trying to look it up, and it was like the date that I found, which I am. Okay, no, I was right. So, AGDQ, Atlanta, Georgia, January 3rd to January 10th. MagFest, January 7th to January 10th. So, the way
MagFest.
the way GDQs, I am submitted to MagFest. I am hoping to get into MagFest.
I hope you do, buddy.
The way GDQ works is there were 2 shifts, so I could do January 3rd to 6th. Then do MagFest, January 7th to 10th.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Truly a full week of events.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know about that one, man.
Also,
You
they're
I guess.
they're also both 24-hour events.
Oh my God.
Though technically the GDQ vendor hall actually closes at 7 o'clock.
At least.
Yeah, so that was, and it was cool. Minneapolis was cool because I could Minneapolis has sky bridges.
They do.
Oh, cool. I love a
And they
sky
have-
bridge.
And they have the Mall of America.
Yes, I did not go to the Mall of America. I was curious.
That's totally okay. It's not that great.
It isn't, but I'm mall curious. I like to go to malls.
I am mall curious.
Curious is very good.
There are a couple malls near me. One is doing just fine. One is died and is being reclaimed by small businesses. which is very cool.
Oh yeah, malls are really struggling right now.
So like, because I was talking to a guy who was running, he's like, "Oh yeah, malls are going back to what they used to be." Like the mall I was talking about, he's like, "Oh, it's going back to what it used to be, where it was like just a collection of small businesses, not giant corporate entities, you know."
Yeah.
And it is
I hope so.
It is cool because there's like one of them is like a consignment shop and it has like a record section, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a cool little nook for a record section." And then I realized, "Oh, this used to be a changing room." So they like turned the changing room into like a little record nook. And I'm like, nature is healing.
Nature is healing.
But anyway, that's it. We're done with the show. We've hit 3 hours. It's too long.
Yeah, we're good.
The show's too long.
It was fun.
I like doing the show. Yes, it is fun to go out, fun to hang out with people. This is, infrequently, like I go to a lot of events, but also infrequently do I find like Indiepocalypse crew type people at events, unless I'm like at a maze or Narrascope, which are like where I go.
Unless I come find you is basically what I'm hearing.
I mean, granted, you also you know who I am, what I look like, so
yes, true.
Other people, people come up to people like, "Are you Andrew?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am Andrew." Or
if you're wondering, he does look like his avatar.
I do not look like my avatar.
He's a slice of pizza.
Exactly.
My hair is different.
Precisely.
I do not have a shirt that says big. I do not have a shirt that says "big asshole" on it.
One
you
to one.
You should get one. You should get one.
I should get a shirt.
False advertising.
I should get a shirt that says "big asshole" on it. That would be funny. The friend who made that, we
cosplay as your avatar.
Yes. No, because I'm lazy, so I picked a hairstyle that I can just do myself, which is shaving the side of my head.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
Until eventually you just like, you go, oops, because I don't think I could be someone who shaved my whole head. Maybe. I don't think I could go that short.
It's fun.
I figured out I don't like the shape of my head without hair on it.
Yeah, it's the gamble I don't want to take. But and even then, like I know it's not like a perfect version of the kind of hairstyle, like it could be more greater finesse, but it allows me to code switch a lot too, so to speak, where like, oh, here's this weird artsy game dev guy, and then also here's just a guy who's got long hair, and I just put it back. He's like, oh, he's a dude.
Here's a guy who has hair.
Yeah, he's a dude. Here's just a regular dude.
Hair.
Here's just a regular dude you don't think anything about. Anyway. Rio, Casimiro, what's names? Thank you all for being here on this show with me, hanging out. And
Thank you for having us.
Of course, thank you for having us.
Really fun meeting or re-meeting y'all.
Yes.
We will see each other again soon.
Yes, I'm sure we will. We as we travel around to various events, I'm sure the events intersect occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
If you are in,
and thanks for listening.
Yes. I was gonna say, thank people for listening.
I do podcasts over at Strange Scaffold now.
Yes.
And thank you.
Yes,
the player.
Thank you.
Thank you all for listening. Hey, and if you're doing a podcast, put Andrew on your podcast. He can talk. Proof that he can talk.
This guy can talk. This guy
can talk.
Definitely talk.
This guy can talk. He can talk about games. He will rein in his opinions to be nice and gentle, as shown in the show. He can be very polite. I will talk about video.
Well-behaved.
I can be a nice boy and talk about video games, and be like, yes, I do like Mario when he runs around and catches a guy, and he goes, gotcha.
He says that.
He says, gotcha.
It's true.
One of my favorite things that Mario says, actually.
Gotcha.
Mr. Mario, gotcha.
Yeah. Got him. Got him this time.
Got him this time.
Yeah. He goes out of the like semi-Italian accent.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, woohoo! Gotcha.
Got him this time. Well, that's gonna be.
I got him.
That's gonna be the new Mario. Once Pratt slowly takes over all the Mario voice roles, He'd be like,
Oh,
got
once
him.
he like eventually withers away and dies, his replacement will be got him guy.
Got him. And because Mario wakes up every day at like 3 a.m. to pray, and then
because he's religious.
Chases the bunnies around, and he goes
Catholic.
Got him. Mario is the most Mario, the most Catholic video game protagonist.
He's ethically Catholic. Don't worry.
Mario
ethically Catholic.
Mario is very Catholic coded. Enough about
no
this.
idea what we're talking about anymore.
Okay. Enough of that. Enough of all of this.
We're done. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.